I'm back. Yeah, the little boogers wanted to eat, so I had to feed them. Something kids do every once in a while. They have to eat. I'm back. Yep. Yeah, the little boogers wanted to eat. Hey, Nene. You know what else is cool that I can do? Is I could do an intermission like that. Then there's an intermission. So if anyone needs a break. Isn't that cool? Hey, Karen. Hey, Michelle. Sorry, I had to go pick her up. So my microphone sounds bad when it's all the way over there. Hey, GB. Lee, you didn't miss anything. I had to leave for the last 40 minutes. I had to go pick up my daughter. And I can't play with my necklace because you guys can hear it. I'm fidgety, though. Fidgety. I can't believe I'm doing a Friday night. Like, I haven't even showered yet. I've been on the go, like, all day. But I'm so glad I got the software working. I can do really cool things. I can change it all the time. For some reason, this would never work before. But now we got it working. I could do, like, a different one every day. Hey, Tara. Is something on set? Did it work? Nene, did it work? Hey, Marie. Said that backwards. The only thing I can't figure out is how to get this. Yeah, no, it's still showing Marie is the last one. Yeah, I don't know why it's stuck up. She's stuck up there. I also know how to see myself instead of this screen. I gotta figure that out. Ah, thank Love Hollister. Of course I'm going to defend Shanann. I think it's horrible, whoever doesn't. I'm going to mess around with a couple settings. And that didn't work. Yeah, because like this is only showing 3 subs, and I have like 20 today. So I don't know why this doesn't grab all of them. Maybe I have to have it on for it to grab it. Nene, try it now. Maybe if you did it when I'm awake. No, because I didn't even shut it down. I don't know. It's weird. Strange. Why I look white as a ghost? Ah, thanks, Marie. See, and that's what I don't understand. I mean, I'm not trying to sound like a jerk, but like there was somebody on last night who I couldn't even watch. And she had like 2,000 people in a live. I was dumbfounded. I'm like, oh my God, what am I doing wrong? I was like, it's crazy. I was like, I don't know what these people are doing that they're getting like bazillions of people. I mean, I guess I kind of get it because like when Making a Murderer came out, and like when I do Making a Murderer videos, I get like 20, 30, you know, my highest is almost 200,000 views. So I kind of get that if like you're only stuck on the Chris Watts case. But like there's a new person in town, you know, like breaking away from Making a Murderer. And I can't believe how many views these people are getting because I find them boring as hell. I don't get it. Nee, I'm sorry. I don't know why it's not working. I had 10 in my live yesterday. Ah. No, but it was like 1 o'clock in the morning. She had like 2,000 people. I said to make a mobster. I'm like, dude, what am I doing wrong? Holy crap. Hey, Verbal. Yeah, where's the likes, guys? Come on, show me some love. I need love. Thanks, Marie. I figure maybe if I don't shower and I don't do my makeup and I don't get all dolled up, maybe I'll get more. I don't know. Who Trainwreck? I don't know who Trainwreck is. I don't know. I don't know anyone's name from the Chris Watts people. But I was just really surprised. I was like, wow, okay. Hey, Jen. Yeah, I always get confused. Jennifer, and Jennifer Jones. We like Jennifer Jones. Jennifer, I can't stand. It's nighttime. I guess I could take off my sunglasses. My hair's all poofy. Wow, I look like death. Jeez. No, it wasn't MGL. MGLs, I've never seen more than like 5. I mean, but you got another notification out that has nothing on it. Is YouTube messed up? I don't think it's YouTube. I think it's this. When I run a test, it works. I don't know why it's not working. Like what? I can do a test. And that's what it should look like. Hey, Francis. I just don't know why it's not popping up. Like, this isn't really working either. See, that's what it's supposed to look like when somebody subscribes. And it's not working. I mean, when someone subscribes, it should look like that. Jennifer is this fake-ass lawyer who claims she's a lawyer, but she's not. I don't believe she is at all. See, that's what a subscriber's supposed to get. That's what it looks like on the test. For some reason, it doesn't want to work. So frustrating. Hopefully it'll work. Oh, you know who I'm talking about, Sandy? All right, I gotta stop playing with my necklace because it makes noise. She has a few different names. She also goes by Sponge Blonde, or I call her Sponge Bitch. PURPLEXEDQT is my favorite because she has passion and she honestly, with no F's given. I don't. I mean, I care to a certain extent. No, Jennifer Jones is cool. Not Jennifer Jones. She's cool. Jennifer. You're able to... No, I'm doing that now. But it's more exciting if I do it with commentary. But I'm just waiting for a few more people to get here that were here before because I left. Hey, Fun. Sponge whatever is Jennifer. I believe it is. That's what I call a Sponge Bitch. Thanks, Nene. So, Marianne, when you come in here, just so you know, I didn't wipe you out like as mod or anything. What I decided was, because I have so many patrons now, that mods are just going to be patrons. So, I apologize, nothing personal. I meant to write you on Facebook, but I haven't had a chance yet. So when you pop in, you didn't lose your wrench because you did anything wrong or anything. It's just because, you know, there's more patrons that want to do it. So I went with it. So that's all. Did something happen with Red Lotus? Not that I know of. Me and Red Lotus got along. Yes, I'm a new sub, and I like how you break it down. It's like listening to friends give it. Thank you, Melanie. I try. Because, like, making a murder is a lot of legal documents and stuff, so... Like, I've always broken it down very easy for people to understand. And even if they weren't into the case, they still had some fun and, you know, got into it. No, not you. I thought I hear mostly Molly talking about her. I don't know. Anyone that hates me, Molly loves, so. Another name Jennifer is awesome. Nene is short for Jenny. Oh, is it? I didn't know that. Life reminding your video from yesterday. It was really good. Does anyone know what happened to, oh my God, Forever Geraldine? Has anyone seen her anywhere? Yeah, it's Forever Geraldine. She hasn't been around. She's a patron, and she doesn't answer messages, and I'm starting to get really worried. Like, I'm afraid something happened to her, and nobody has seen her. Ah, thanks, Lee. Anyone seen her? I'm really worried, honestly. I mean, I don't think she's dead. A credit card went through, but I'm still worried about her. Forever Geraldine. Zobug Pickles. I like that name. Zoe Bug. All right. So now by a show of who has not heard the second half of Chris Watts? Share this live video with friends and family. Let's help. She doesn't have a Facebook page. Even when I told her it's easier to be a patron with Facebook, she didn't care. She said, no, it's okay. So she doesn't have a Facebook page. I mean, I'm going to write her a letter or something. I haven't seen her. I've been in everyone's lives. And hey, Romad, and I haven't seen her at all. And I'm really starting to get worried. Because she was around, like, with Making a Murderer. Like, she's been around a long time. And she hasn't even answered my emails on, you know, my email, on Patreon or anything. And she re-amped this month, so she's still a patron, but I don't know where she is. And I don't have a phone number. I do have her email and her Patreon address. She hasn't answered. So yeah, just keep an eye out for her. I really like her. She's really sweet. And I have no idea what happened to her. And I was hoping, like, I can get an answer, like, when she renewed this month. I thought maybe, like, okay, she'll answer me. She still hasn't answered me. What happened with Red Lotus? What'd I miss? Lee, that was part 1. I hope she is too, Nene. Like I said, I don't believe she's dead or anything because her credit card is still accepting a next payment. So if she was dead, I'm sure somebody took a payment. But I'm not even sure if it's automatic or if I don't know nothing about the payments on Patreon. ARB, yeah, AKB on Geraldine. Like, I wish she was on Facebook. I can get, like, some answers, but I'm really worried about her. She was constantly, like, with me through Making a Murderer, through, you know, when I got out of Making a Murderer. What's the matter, Fluffer? So I'm just a little worried about her. MGL is drunk half time. Yes, she is. So what happened with Red Lotus? What happened? Oh, MGL was talking crap? Ah, thanks, Verbal. Oh, I do worry. I really do. There was a situation I had with someone that I've known from Making a Murderer for a really long time. I won't mention his name, but he's been with me for a long time, like probably from when I started. And when I had $100 giveaway, he also won the 25. Thank God, because I still had his email and stuff, you know, because I had information to get a hold of him. And Karen had told me that there was a fight with one of the mods that I no longer have with me because of this fight. And he actually unsubbed because of a fight with a mod. And it really bothered me because, I mean, he's been with me for 3 years already. So, and he was, you know, always came to my lives, and he's a good guy. So I wrote him, and he said that he could not believe that I went out of my way to write him. I was like, of course I would. You know, that's just me. Fluff is trying to get in my daughter's room. All points bulletin. And AKG. No, that AKG is, oh my God. APB. That's it. APB. I couldn't think for a second. Someone commented to me that we are just dumb bullshit Yankees. I'm from New Mexico. So as soon as I get monetized, I'm going to have like a $50 giveaway. I do that with every like certain points. Like on my main channel, it's every 5,000. I'll do a $100 giveaway. And since it's a new channel, I mean, I met all the criteria. I'm just waiting for them to accept it. But as soon as I get monetized, I'm going to do a $50 giveaway. Ah, thanks, Ziggy. I'll never change, believe me. Only telling him shit too. Take him. He's like freaking out. He wants you. Let him go to sleep with you. Just take him. Poor Fluffer. I am a Yankee. I'm from New York. I don't care. Jersey here, that's right. A lot of, you know, one thing I will say, it's nice to see so many East Coasters. Like, with Making a Murderer, there weren't too many New Yorkers. A lot of Midwest, but not too many New Yorkers, New Jersey. We were like far and few between. I got lots of hate on my MGL videos. See, that's the thing, though. I don't stick with MGL. Like, I'll make a video or say one thing, but then I'm over it. Like, none of these people are worth talking about that much. My daughter's kitty's meow for ice cream. Oh my God, Fluffer loves ice cream. Loves it. When my daughter was sick, he was going nuts. Hudson County. I used to live in Tarrytown. I mean, I lived there for a job, but I wasn't that long. Hate on her, I hate to you. Who? I know. Oh, Life Rewinded is also... Oh, no, she's Staten Island. New Yorkers will eat them alive. I agree. Melbourne, Australia. Hey, Karen, we got Australia. A few of my Patreons and mods are from Australia. I'm just trying... Aw, thank you, Joni. I'm not awesome. I'm just me. As I always said, I'm just a New Yorker with a big mouth. Who gives my opinion and really gives 2 F's less. Hoboken. Try to say the other night I was supporting you the letter tonight. I just want to say, hey, FoxyBot. Yay, FoxyBot. Yesterday was kind of funny because Stephanie, who I love to death, who's also a Patreon, and she's so awesome. She's so helpful. Stephanie T. She's a great girl, and she thought that you were like talking smack about me or like talking, and I'm like, no, chill. I was like, he's telling me like, you know, what the DSM says. She's like, oh, I thought like he was talking to you. I said, no. Oh, my Patreon sticking up for me. Could have went out tonight, but thanks, Lee. Glad someone has a life. I'm in a small town, New York town. You must be upstate then. Then again, Long Island's full of small towns. Hey, that background looks really cool. I'm looking at it on YouTube. I don't know what this thing is. Whoop. You know what? I wonder if I pause my YouTube. Oh, I got an idea. I wonder if I pause YouTube, if it'll catch up. And this way there's no delay. I know you are, Foxy Bot. And she was getting mad. And I realized what she thought you were doing. I mean, I knew what you were doing, but she got like really weird. I was like, no, he's not saying that about me. How to highlight. All you have to do is you hit the A, like @ symbol, like you're sending an email, and then the person's name. It's much harder on a cell phone. If you're on a cell phone, it's cake when you're on a computer. Fun Friday, get to sit up all night waiting for kids. That's always fun. Oh, I look white as a ghost. All right. So you guys ready for part 2 and commentary? Nah, it didn't work. I'll try it on PC. So yeah, PC is much easier. But just remember, Lisa, you don't see it. When you highlight it, you won't see it. You'll only the other person will see it highlighted. Whoever you highlight, that's something like I always forget to tell people. It'll only work if you, like for the person that you're highlighting. If I do @Lisa. Only you see it highlighted. Everybody else, including me, sees it normal. But I don't really know if it works on cell phone. It's a nightmare to do it on a cell. And I have a Samsung Note 9, which I wouldn't even recommend. Because I can't even hear on it. You have to use speaker. It's horrible. And like I was doing it on that. And that's like the biggest phone there is. And it can't be done. It's like stupid. I look white as a fucking ghost. Yeah, only the person you highlight will see it. You won't see it highlighted. It does work on iPhone. Hey, NYC. All right, guys, so I'm going to get ready to play it. Oh, I have to check the microphones. I know before I had to change the mics. So you're not going to be able to hear me, but you're going to hear that. I don't know why it works like that, but for some reason that's how it was working. I used to love it until this is the second Note, and I've had all of them from the Note 1 all the way to 9, but on Note 8, the same thing happened with the speaker. I don't know if it gets dirty because it's in my purse or what, but this exact same thing happened with the speaker. About 6 months after I had it, I could no longer hear when you're holding it. I had to always put it on speaker. That's why I put my daughter on speaker before, because I can't hear. I mean, I can use headphones and stuff, but I can't like just pick it up and say hello. And now the 9 I've had since the day, you know, I pre-ordered it. And so now it's about 7 months and it's the exact same thing. I'm like, this is so weird. I'm like, looks like I'll wait for the next one. I hate Apple. I don't like Apple. I missed so many lives yesterday. That's right, Mary. You're at the greatest one. I don't have 2,000 people in here, but you're at a good one. Hey, Blue Topaz. My mom thinks I'm like jinxed with phones. I have the worst luck with phones. I have the worst luck with like everything. It's horrible. All right. So by show of hands, like hit 1, who has heard this? Even though like every YouTuber in the world has played it already. I know Karen hasn't heard it, I don't think. I haven't heard it. We know you hate Apple, that's right. I don't like Apple. I like Macs. I don't like iPhones. Any twos? Mom without a watch. I love it. Love it. All right, so Tara has it. Nene hasn't. Good. I know Karen hasn't. I want to hear a commentary. Yeah, because yesterday I was like doing my makeup and stuff when I was recording it over at OBS, and I'm like, there's so much that I want to say, but I'm like sitting there talking to myself. But if he talks about Bella again in part 2, you're going to see me cry. I just want you to know that. It was very, very hard for me to listen to that. And I'm like trying to do my makeup yesterday. I'm like doing my eyelashes and I'm like sitting there crying. I'm sitting there like this. Like I can't even imagine. I have plenty. Come on. I have not heard fully. Okay, good. All right. So I'm going to need your help telling me about the speakers, because I can't remember which way it worked yesterday. I mean, before. All right. So I'm going to try the regular speaker. Let me know if it works.
That broken on that guy?
Water's off.
Okay.
I do know that.
All right, that was the echo. That was the echo. I remember that. So let me shut the echo. Try this.
I was worried about like, sprinkler and all that stuff. I usually blow them out and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
Let me start it over. I know, I cut the echo.
We came back.
How's it going?
How's lunch?
It was macaroni and cheese and a bun and some milk. So it was good.
Oh, that's not
It's
All right,
bad.
so you guys can hear it.
Yeah.
All right.
Chocolate milk or regular
Oh,
milk?
just regular milk.
Oh.
Chocolate milk's, I guess that's like, I don't know.
I wonder why they were
Special,
surprised
special.
he came back.
It is a holiday today, you know that?
I know, but I think they had chocolate milk on Christmas a little bit.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they got milk with everything here, obviously, the state, so.
A lot of dairy.
The dairy state.
So they got cheese with a lot of stuff too, so.
Macaroni and cheese.
Yeah.
Well, we brought you some non-lactose Powerade if you'd like it.
Seriously?
Yeah. All
Hang
yours.
on, girl.
Wow, thank you. That's cool, thank you.
Yeah, you bet. So we don't want to take you, all day, and we really do appreciate
It's not like he's
being
busy.
able to sit down and talk with us. There's a few things we want to kind of clear up, wrap up, and then if you have any questions for us, that'd be fine too. Don't want to forget. Did you want to talk about Ronnie real quick or no?
I talked to your dad when we were at lunch.
Oh, okay.
And a couple things we talked about, your property and, waiting on the DA's office. But then the reason he called was Dave Cullen.
Dave Cullen? Okay.
Yeah, he's going to go pick up some of your personal items out of the house
Okay.
today. So,
Okay.
yeah, so I was going to let you know that.
Okay.
We didn't tell him anything about what we talked
No,
about.
he doesn't
Oh,
know
okay.
where. Yeah.
He doesn't even know we're here.
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
He just lives like around the corner from me, so
Right.
that'd be good.
Yeah. So he just, a lot of times when anybody goes over there, they usually call just so I can give everybody a heads up. That way, I don't have an issue. Neighbors calling and saying, somebody's getting into the house.
Okay.
So that's how we do that.
Okay. Has anybody been like checking on the house, making sure like pipes haven't broken and all that kind of stuff?
Water's off.
Okay, good.
I do know that.
I was worried about like, sprinkler and all that stuff. I usually blow them out and all that kind of stuff.
Right,
but I
right.
figured
Yeah,
I
the
don't know
water.
if anybody was actually going through it or watching it.
The water's been off for a while. I do know that. The power's still on there. So.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
I'm telling you, he's clueless.
So, fortunately, unfortunately, I don't know how you want to look at it, but we need to get a tiny bit more into the weeds and into the mechanics of the time that you showed up at the house when Officer Coonrod was there,
Okay.
till the time when we were all done talking.
Okay.
So that includes at the house, that includes at the oil site, and everything.
Okay.
Now, part of the reason we need to get into that is I mentioned before how we're just really want to get into the mindset of what happened. And you can imagine this is really important for us in the future when we're talking to a guy that's in your position to say, you know, this isn't really a monster. This is more like a Chris Watts. And boy, we remember with Chris, had we asked this or had we done this, we really could have been better. And so that's why we want to get into the mechanics of it a little bit more with you. And that's going to mean exactly how, exactly when, where were you, what was, you know, Shanann wearing, or all of that, right? So we really just need for you to take a deep breath and get into it with us. And would it be all right if we ask you some specific questions? Okay. So one of the first things we want to talk about was
Absolute mommy
when you
issues.
came home. So this is after they had passed, and you came home and met with Officer Coonrod. One of the first things we see on the video is you walking into the garage and then into the Shanann's car. Remember what that was about?
In your car?
Yeah, like I think you opened a door or something?
Yeah, you opened the passenger door, and it looks like you were looking for something, or maybe you picked something up. Do you recall what that was?
Not that I'm aware of. Not looking for anything, but maybe just opening the car door to see if, like, seats or, because I think Nikki was saying, I think I see the car seat still in there.
Yeah.
Something like that. And I was,
Okay.
when I opened up the door, I looked in just to, it's like the first, like, reaction of, like, whatever, everybody's just waiting, pretty much waiting to get in the house.
Right, right. Okay.
So I wasn't, like, looking for anything as far as specific or anything, but I was just, just reaction going in there and saying, I know everybody's there, I don't know what's going to happen when they get
Sure.
in the house.
You just out of nervousness, maybe?
Yeah, I think a lot of it was out of nervousness.
Sure. Okay.
And then backing up a tiny bit, I jumped forward too far. So she comes home at 2 in the morning. She gets into bed. Was, when you guys had sex together, was that pretty quickly after she came home?
I think it was around like 2:30 because I felt like she'd be in bed for a little while.
A little bit? Okay. And forgive me, it's not a pervy thing, but she woke you up?
Yeah, she was just, I could feel like a hand was on
Okay.
me, like rubbing my leg or my chest or something
Okay.
like that.
And then that was, you know, signal it's go time type thing?
Pretty much. She
Okay.
was like, yeah.
Okay, I get it. And then that was maybe a half an hour after.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, is there any talking? Or was it just kind of a
Just like,
quiet in the middle of the night?
yeah. Just like I just felt her hand around me. I'm just like, what? And it was
Time
like,
to go.
yep.
Yeah, okay. That's funny. All right. Then
Let me just say something on that. That bothers me because I think he's lying. And I don't know why I think he's lying. I just do. I don't believe that statement anymore. Like, I believed it in the first half of the interview, but for some reason that just sounded the same way he said, oh, I want them to come back in. I'm not so sure I'm buying that. He didn't say it the same. It doesn't sound the same. And this kind of makes me feel like he's lying on this. And I might be wrong, but like I said yesterday, I hadn't heard the second half yet, so I was only giving an opinion on the first half, but I don't like the way he said that. That to me sounded like he was lying. Just saying.
a couple hours of sleep, alarm goes off. Okay. I guess what I don't understand is, so then there was some talking, and then how did you get on top of her? How did that happen?
It's like when I got into bed, because she was laying, when she was sleeping, she was laying like face down, which she really never does.
Okay.
And I just got into bed and I got,
Hold up. No pregnant woman is going to sleep face down. So if he's saying that she's laid on her stomach, that's a blatant lie, because you can't lay on your stomach when you're pregnant like that. I mean, on your third pregnancy, you just can't. You can have a miscarriage. Am I wrong? I mean, I remember that you can't. Is it bothering you guys if I stop it to get? I mean, I wasn't gonna stop it and give commentary, but those are just the two things that are like pointing out. I won't keep stopping it. It's just that was bothering me.
I nudged her, and then she like kind of rolled over, and then I was just like right there on top of her.
Okay. And so that was after you'd gotten ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you go down, you make your food.
Oh yeah, I got like cottage cheese and another couple things out of food that day.
Okay. And then, so this is, we talked a little bit earlier today about, there was all of these things playing in your mind where you just didn't even want to go another second without having this conversation or without some sort of completion, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then so you come back, she's asleep, and then you just kind of nudge her.
Yeah, I just kind of like, hey, wake up for a second.
And was there nudge talk for 20 minutes, or was it just nudge and then all of a sudden you're on top of her?
No, she's pretty much on top.
Okay, so that happened pretty quickly.
Yeah, that's how we kind of pretty much talked.
Okay.
I was just right there.
And was there talking?
Yeah.
Okay, and so a nudge, a talk, she's laying down and you're standing up?
I crawled back, I got on my side of the bed.
Uh-huh.
And I just like nudged her like that.
Oh, okay. And then you're talking while you're on top of her?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That seems confusing to me. Is that actually what happened? Okay. And so...
She was fine, like just laying there? Were you trying to talk to her while you're on top of her?
Maybe I thought we were going to have sex again or something.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Don't
And how
go
long
crazy,
did you talk?
Tara.
About 15, 20 minutes.
Really? In that position? Okay. And was there any sex?
No.
Okay.
Maybe I'm basically from the position we were in. Maybe she maybe thought maybe I'd try to go again. I don't know. Okay.
And I don't want to harp on it too much, but I'm just trying to think, if my wife's 4 months pregnant and it's 5 o'clock in the morning and I want to talk and I want to get on top of her, that's just not going to fly. So that's why I'm confused. So, is that really what happened?
Yeah.
Okay. And then talk for about 15 minutes and then it's heated and then your hands are on her neck. Okay. All right.
What did the talk consist of?
Basically, just about how at first it was more of like the selling the house type of thing, or not going to Aspen, or trying to maybe go in at a different time, and then just switched all to the I don't feel like I'm in love with you anymore, not compatible. And went to that, and that's when I got to the heated part of it.
Okay.
Did she ever say at some point get off of me or anything like that?
At the end,
Yeah.
that's what she said. I don't want you to feel like because where I was, it was kind of like she didn't want me to like to sit down or like hurt the baby or anything like that.
Did she accuse you of cheating at that point?
Mm-hmm.
So what'd she say?
She's like, I knew there was somebody else. I knew there was somebody else.
Okay, first things first. She's not going to accuse you of cheating while you just jump on top of her. That makes no sense. Secondly, why would she think he was having sex if her face was in the pillow? That doesn't add up. Her face, he just, I can see if she was laying on her back and then he jumped on top of her, because that's how I'm picturing it. But he's saying otherwise. He's saying that, she was face down and then he jumped on top of her, but how would she know he wanted sex, and why would she stay there? If someone jumps on top of me, if I'm laying down and my boyfriend, ex-boyfriend, whatever, my boyfriend jumps on top of me from behind, well, he's not getting anywhere from behind, so I would roll over, or he would roll me over or something, or wake me up, or she's not going to think, oh, do you want to have sex with me while I'm laying on my stomach and pregnant? It just doesn't add up. He's not that good of a liar if they believe he is lying. Frankie said it killed her while she was asleep. I'm kind of thinking that too, but even if she was sleeping, like I said earlier, the automatic, you're going to jump up if somebody tries to kill you when you're sleeping. You're going to fight back. See, I think he kind of smothered her in the pillow too. That's what I think. All right.
I didn't come out to say, that there is somebody else, but she obviously already knew.
Your response to that was what? Did you say no, there's not? Did you deny it?
I believe I just denied it, but at that point, because when she was accusing me at the beach, it was a lot like there's nobody else, there's nobody else, Or like,
I
you know,
agree, Peace
when
Cat.
we got back home, she always like said it's got to be somebody else because she'd always talk to her friends like Christina or somebody on text messaging, and they'd always say there's got to be somebody else if he's not wanting to sleep with you, like he's getting it from somewhere else, and there's nowhere else. I mean, she couldn't really say that we'll get anywhere else because I was using those Android gift cards, so it's kind of like, you know, she just made me getting distant, but she knew, and that's mainly the reason why I talked to her, because I knew, like, after that night, it was just like, it felt like, I just felt guilty, more guilty than ever before.
Yeah. And then it seems to...
Hold on, I got it. I just figured it out. She was laying on her stomach, and he choked her from behind. She couldn't have fought because she was 4 months pregnant laying on her stomach. So she was laying on her stomach, probably with her head to the side. He jumped on top of her to straddle her so she couldn't move. And boom, he kills her. He strangles her to death. Why am I buffering? And that's it. It's plain and simple. That's what happened. He sat on her back, strangled her while pushing her on the pillow. She would try... that's what I'm saying, Jules. Very simple. He just... I know it's buffering. I cleared it out. But that's exactly what he did. She was laying on her stomach. He jumped on top of her, straddled her so she couldn't move or turn over, and he strangled her. That's it. Done. Just what I said. He choked her out. Takes less than a minute. Ah, that's it. That's why she has no defensive wound. She wasn't on her back. I guess I kept saying that she was on her back because I was thinking she was pregnant, and I know, granted, I had a little one, but with my twins, from like 3 weeks, they told me not to sleep on my stomach. I don't remember with my little one. But I don't think I ever did because of that. That's why she had a mark on one side of her neck. Yeah, that's it. Problem solved. That's what she did. That's how he killed her. Alright, so when you guys see me turn my head, that's when I'm going to pause it. Just so you guys know.
Sorry, I had a lot of thoughts here. So we know what happened. And
if you're buffing, refresh YouTube.
And that's what we need from you, is to just kind of say, you know, I know it sounds bad, or I know this, or I know I feel this way, but physically this is exactly what happened. So if you could tell us that, it seems then that it would have had to been a pretty quick transition from two people talking to this,
yeah.
Right? Is that what happened?
Yeah, it was like, I don't want to, like, trying to think of the last things we were talking about. But it was, you know, I don't feel like I love you anymore. And then she was like, you're never going to see the kids.
Oh, that's perfect, Chris. That's exactly what we need. Okay. And I know it's hard to walk through that again, but that's exactly what we need. So then, as soon as she started talking like that, then it was on. Okay.
But it was you saying that you didn't love her? Is that right? Okay.
And her saying you're never going to see the kids.
Yeah.
Okay. I can imagine how that made you feel. I'm sorry.
It didn't warrant what I did.
Yeah. And then the fact that she didn't scratch at you or anything,
worked.
is that just because it was so powerful?
Welcome,
I
Debbie.
don't think it, I mean, it didn't feel like
It worked.
I've never done that before, put my hands on anybody before, so I don't even know what kind of force I was putting on her neck.
Okay.
Like I said, 2 to 4 minutes, I don't know if that was 2 to 4 minutes.
Did you cover her face at all during that time?
Both hands on the neck. Okay. And so if it's done right, I mean, that can be a matter of seconds before someone on their carotid loses oxygen to their brain and is out, right? Did it seem like it was that quick, or? Okay. Maybe a minute, maybe 2? Okay. Screaming? Okay. All right.
Thank you, Debbie.
Did you see eyes go bloodshot or anything like that? Okay. Okay. And
You
then
kept talking about the mascara. Did you see mascara on her face?
It looked like it was like, that's what I attributed it to.
Was she crying? Is that why? At what point did she start crying?
When I'm talking about the relationship, about not being compatible. And when she's talking about there was somebody else, that's where she started crying. That's what I thought, you know, it was mascara.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know if it was it.
I don't know.
Oh, I don't know.
Was there a pillow or something you were on the basket?
Yeah, so was there ever at any time a pillow or the sheet or anything involved in like that on her face specifically? No?
Like the sheet I kind of wrapped around to get downstairs. That's about it.
The one that was at the site? Okay. And then the other sheets, they were in the trash. At what point did you put those in there?
I think that was
Obviously after I was in the house.
yeah.
Yeah, I see that, Foxy
I think it
Butt.
was probably the next day or so.
Okay.
I think it, like I don't know. I'm not sure like what happened. This is hard to talk about. Like when you
Yeah.
strangle someone, I don't like. Sometimes I guess they use the bathroom, so it was like I think that's one of the major reasons why, because I think that had happened.
Oh, okay. Okay.
You said she was sleeping face down at one point? Was her face in the pillow or is it turned to the side or how did that?
Kind of like on the side. She was kind of like a side sleeper, but she was more down than usual.
Okay.
But then she rolled completely onto her back when you started talking to her?
Okay. Now, as hard as that was, we need to talk about the girls too, okay? All right, thank you. So with the girls, we talked about how they got into the truck with you and were alive, okay? Are you 100% sure that's true? Okay.
Can we ask, go back just a second? You talked about before that Bella walked in, though, to the bedroom. Can you tell us about that before you left?
Yeah, I was just getting the sheet off the bed, and she had walked in, and she had her little pink blanket with her. She was like, what's wrong? Jumped on me.
And where was Shanann at that point?
Yeah, just pretty much on the bed, but she was face down.
Wrapped in a sheet? What did you say?
I just said, she doesn't feel good. That's when I tried to carry her downstairs.
Shanann? Okay.
Did you carry her like this? Did you drag her? How did you do it?
Attempted to pick her up and take her down, but I lost grip after a little while and just had to pull.
Did Bella see you do that? What was Bella saying?
She started crying a little bit. She said, "What's wrong, Mommy?"
And what did you say that time?
I said, she doesn't feel good. She's a smart girl. She didn't know what was going on there.
Mm-hmm. Did she ever touch Shanann? Try and wake her up or anything? No.
Didn't want to see her or ask to see her or anything? And so that initial time, did she see you put Shanann in the truck? So she was kind of following you? Okay. So she followed you and you put Shanann in the truck. Okay. And then what?
Cece wasn't up yet. She was just in her room. She was getting ready to get out of her bed. And then they were just walking around the house. I was put my lunchbox and stuff in the truck, and then grabbed the kids and put them in the sheet and that.
Okay. And so Shanann, is she kind of on the floor in the back? And they're just on the bench? Okay. And both alive at that point? Okay. Is there any reason you would feel uncomfortable to tell me that they were not alive at that point?
They were,
Okay.
it wasn't a video or anything?
It's hard to see. Okay. And I believe you. I'm just, I'm trying to make sure that I'm giving you all the opportunities to be comfortable enough to tell me exactly. Okay.
They were alive.
Okay.
Trust me, I hear that every day when Bella was talking to me at the site.
Oh, really? What do you mean?
When she said, "Daddy, no." When we were driving to the site, she said, "Daddy, it smells."
Oh, okay. So that goes back to maybe Shanann evacuating herself?
I don't know if it was that. They know that smell like a skunk maybe sometimes.
Oh, okay.
Did anyone else get the feeling like the FBI wanted him to say that the kids were killed in the house. That's the feeling I'm getting. Like, they keep asking him, like they want him to say, yes, I killed him at the house, because it's so much easier to comprehend. Anyone else get that feeling too? Because that's how I felt. Yeah, that Trent Bolt stuff, that was bullshit. I knew that was bullshit from day one. That was part of the accused group. They're the ones that set that up. I guarantee it. Right, Lisa? It's like, it's so hard to comprehend that he drove with these kids and did it there. It's like, they just want him to say, yeah, I killed him at the house. Well, we know he killed him at the site, but I'm saying I get the feeling like they want him to say that they killed him at the house. Like, it's too, like, horrible to think anything else.
I got some kind of smell that way, but I don't know what that was from.
And was that maybe outside the truck, or was that in?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. What did you guys talk about on the way out?
They were pretty quiet. They just, laid next to each other.
Okay.
Maybe Bella in her lap and Cece in her lap, just back and forth.
Oh, okay. Just trading off like little ones do. Okay. Were they awake?
I think one would kind of fall asleep, the other one, and Cece would kind of trade off back and forth.
Were they talking to you?
Just about, just saying, Daddy, it smells.
Oh, okay.
It was early in the morning, maybe showing up there early.
Yeah. Okay.
Did you have to? So you didn't have to wake Cece up?
No, there was noise from trying to get Shannon down the stairs.
Did she kind of fall down the stairs?
No, it was more like trying to get her down and from the steps, maybe her foot to the next step kind of thing.
I do think the group set it up. Faxy bad. I really do.
So then, once you get to the site, tell me what happens.
So I get to that one site and I get Shannon out to that. Go over to the part right off the site there.
Okay.
And the girls are still in the truck.
Okay.
Did they ask you what you were doing, taking Mommy out, or?
Yeah, I don't remember what I told them, but they did ask that.
What they say specifically?
It was more like, what are you doing to Mommy?
Okay. And then is that when you buried her?
I don't remember if I dug a hole there first or they didn't watch me do that.
Okay. So then pulled Shanann out and she's maybe just sitting there on top of the ground?
Yeah, like off to the side.
Off to the side, close to where she ended up?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I'm freezing, Travis.
And then the girls, right? Okay. You mentioned Bella was first. Cece was first, okay. Where exactly was she when it happened?
In the back seat.
Okay. Was she just right next to Bella?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so once again, was it a hand over her face? Was it?
It was a blanket over and my hand.
And then your hand. Okay. And then so that just stopped her from breathing type thing? Okay. Did she struggle at all?
I don't think so, but I was blocking her face and my hand was right here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You had one hand here and one hand over her mouth?
And were you just pushing her against the back of the seat type thing? Okay. What was Bella doing?
She was sitting there next to it. She didn't know what was going on.
Okay. Could she see you? Okay. And then, did that take a minute or two?
Nothing. I didn't have no concept of time at this
Okay.
point.
Okay. Tell me about what you were thinking.
I wasn't. I was thinking this wouldn't have happened.
Yeah.
Or any partial hint of what I feel for those girls and what I feel for my wife, but none of this would have happened, so I wasn't thinking.
Okay. So she's in the back seat. Okay. And then once she's gone, then is it Bella next, or did you pull Cece out?
I pulled Cece out.
Okay, so once Cece's gone, Bella's still there in the car alive, and then you pulled Cece out. What'd you do with her? Okay. So she went into the tank, and Bella was still in the back of the truck alive. Okay. with regard to that tank, did you bring up Cece, put her down, open the hatch?
Brought her up, opened the hatch.
And then put her in? Okay. When we talked the very first time we met, when we were talking about this, it was a matter of just lowering her down. Okay, and so she went in feet first? Okay. Was she able to fit pretty well? Was it snug?
I think so.
Okay. Did you have to like move her around a little bit and get her in there?
I think so.
Okay. All right.
But no, I didn't have to like, hit her like,
Okay.
like that.
It's not like you stomped her in?
No.
Okay. And then close the hatch?
Yes.
Okay. And then went down to Bella. Tell me what happened there.
She said, what happened to Cece? Or she asked, it was just the same thing, the exact same thing that happened to me as Cece.
Did she ask you that? Okay. So Bella's pretty smart. How does she
I
sound
do
when she
too,
asks
life
you
and
that
blinded.
She said that just that soft voice she always had.
Yeah. And what exactly did she say?
She said exactly the same thing that happened to me as Cece. And then I said, I don't even remember what I said.
Okay.
I don't know if I just said yes, like a horrible person, or if I just put that blanket over her too and did the same thing.
I'm laughing
Same
at
blanket,
Lisa's
same way.
comment, not at this.
Okay.
She said, no, Daddy. And that's the last thing she said.
Did she say no daddy like please no daddy type thing? Did she say saying don't do it?
And she said, no, Daddy.
Okay. Same way, hand on neck, hand over mouth, or hand over blanket, which is over mouth. Okay. Did that take a couple minutes?
I like it.
Okay. Then what?
I just noticed she had a couple spots like over her eye or something. And I picked her up. And same thing.
And we talked a little bit earlier today about it. You don't remember why a different tank? Okay. And there was no reason?
And they're both the same tanks. I mean, they're just like, I don't know why I did two different things.
Okay. Does one, I never got up there, does one catwalk lead to both?
Oil can go into either tank.
Okay. But if you go up one set of ladders, does that eventually get you both?
It's one catwalk.
Okay. Now Bella was a little bit bigger. Was she harder to get in?
It felt like a little bit.
Okay. And so was it a matter of just kind of maneuvering her? All right. So then they're both in there. Is there any reason to think they were alive when they fell in? Okay. You're pretty sure. Okay. So once that's done, then what?
Go over to Sheehan, clear away some weeds, and dig a hole.
Okay. Did you have a shovel?
Yeah, we have a shovel, a rake, and a weed whacker as part of our tools.
With that rake, if I remember right, it was
part of it was sitting there because it was broken.
Oh, did it break as you were digging or something?
No, when I was like smooth.
Here's my only thing about the fake crying and stuff, or that the story's fake. No matter how big of a psycho you are, I don't think you're gonna make up this story. Like, you can make up a story like she was dead when she left the house, or I killed her at the house, or she fell down the steps and she died. I mean, something less horrendous. I don't know anybody as psychotic or insane that would make up this story. That's what I have a hard time with people saying that it was a fake story, or that he's fake crying. I don't know if he's really crying or not because we can't see his face. So it's really hard. I wouldn't even try to determine that. But I kind of feel like nobody's going to make up this story. Like, this is so beyond comprehension that I just can't see someone making it up. And we also know, though, we do know that the kids weren't like beat to death or anything. He didn't shove them down with a shovel. Like, because these are all the things I'm thinking that could have happened, but it didn't go down like that because there were no marks like that. It's not like he beat them and then said he dropped them, or, like, their autopsies go with exactly what he's saying. So that's why I believe there is truth to what he's saying. And Debbie, he may not be telling the entire truth, like in its entirety, but everything that he's saying does coincide with what the autopsy says. So that's why I do give him truth there.
The ground over?
On this day, it broke when you were doing that? Okay. Was that after you were all done? And it seems as though maybe the first
Fine,
people that
that's
got there
possible.
saw it. Was it stuck in the ground?
I guess it was like, not like standing up, but it was like laying down.
Oh, okay. Were you planning on coming back?
I mean, I don't know. I don't think so.
Just to address it real fast. But Ted Bundy was proud of his kills. Like, that's why I was saying that's what geared me away from him being a psychopath was he's not gloating in it. He's not proud of it. I mean, I know it can come across like that, but I'm not feeling that. I'm feeling fucking clinically insane. But I'm not feeling that he's proud of what he did or he's gloating in it. But I mean, some people could look at it like that. Yeah, it's working. Welcome, Music Leak. See, Karen, that makes it so much easier. That's just kind of what I'm thinking. I might be wrong, but that's really kind of what I'm feeling.
At this point, then, this is just before then, in a couple of hours, you would make it back home to see Officer Conrad. Okay. And so once she's buried, then...
That's when people start showing up, I believe.
Did you notice, was she cut or broken or bleeding in any way?
No, I mean, I know, like, the bloodshot eyes you were talking about, I noticed that at that point.
Okay.
Other than that, no.
Oh, I don't think it was temporary life. I think he's fucking
Had
insane.
she partially given birth?
No.
Do you remember?
Yeah, I remember she had a shirt and things with underwear on.
Okay. And so at that point, she was, okay. Thank you. I know that wasn't easy.
Can you tell us about, obviously, you know, when the district attorney got up and talked about Bella's injuries and stuff?
I didn't want to hear about that.
Right. Can you tell us about that?
As far as, like, her biting her tongue?
And ripping her frenulum, which is that connective skin from your lip to your gum, was gone. Her gums had it looked like a hole in them. And the pathologist said it was from her obviously struggling to get away.
I didn't know what that meant.
Yeah.
I'll agree
Could it
with
be
that,
that that's
Patent
what
Girl.
happened?
So, like, I didn't put my hand, like, over her, like that. Is that what you're talking about?
Well, it would have been just downward pressure on her, this area.
I didn't see any of that when I picked it back up. Like, it was like her lip was, like, missing or something?
No, see the skin that
Uh-huh.
connects there?
Yeah.
That was ripped. Like, it was gone. So it kind of made like a hole in her gum.
I'm just thinking maybe it's like, maybe like if her hand was not for.
Is he really trying to rationalize the skin being off his own daughter? Like, I'm not hearing that, am I? Like, I'm ready to rewind it. It sounds to me like he's fucking trying to rationalize the skin coming off. Like, I am not hearing that wrong, right? No, he didn't just snap. He's insane. Like, he's literally clinically insane. Alright, let me rewind it a second.
Head was like twisting back and forth. Could that have done that?
Yeah.
I had a blanket.
Alright, listen.
I know that wasn't easy.
Can you tell us about, obviously, you know, when
I did rewind
the
it.
district attorney got up and talked about Bella's injuries and stuff?
I didn't want to hear about that.
Right. Can you tell us about that?
As far as like her biting her tongue?
And within her frenulum, which is that connective skin from your lip to your gum, was gone. Her gums had it looked like a hole in them. And the pathologist said it was from her obviously struggling to get away.
The skin from her lip to her gum was gone. Wow. I knew they said she fought back. I didn't realize it was that intense. But yeah, the skin from her lip to her gum was gone.
I didn't know what that meant.
Yeah.
Could it be that that's what happened?
So like, I didn't put my hand like over her, like that. Is that what you're talking about?
Well, it would have been just downward pressure on her, this area.
I didn't see any of that when I picked her back up. Like it was like her lip was like missing or something.
No, see the skin that connects there?
Yeah.
That was ripped. Like, it was gone. So it kind of made like a hole in her gum.
I'm just thinking maybe it's like, maybe like if her head was like twisting back and forth, could that have done that?
Yeah.
I had a blanket open. I don't know, like.
Did you feel her doing that thrashing or trying to get away?
I felt her head moving back and forth.
You did?
But I didn't know that happened.
Could you tell if she was trying to yell or say anything? Or?
The only thing was Daddy no, and then like some grunt here and there, and like trying to breathe.
During that time, do you remember getting phone calls from Nicole Atkinson?
After, before she got to my house or after?
Just any time during that morning?
I think I didn't get one until I saw her on my doorbell camera.
And that was, what, 10 o'clock?
Yeah, I was right around there.
Okay. And so at that time, had everything been done out at Survey 319?
Yeah, I was at a different site, was at a pumping unit.
Okay.
I'm just sitting here thinking about that and I'm going to start to cry. This is a 4-year-old little girl fighting for her life who's missing her skin. And all he can do is, like somebody said in here, like, pass the fucking salt. Oh, well, that's not quite, maybe it happened from this. No, Chris, it happened because you fucking killed her. And, I hear him say, is it from doing this or this? I can't, I'm like, oh my God, I'm sitting here really crying. Like, I can't. I'm just thinking about this poor little girl in the back seat who, not on top of just being in the back seat, she's in the back seat with her dead mom in it. And he's squishing her with a pillow, with a blanket like this while she's trying to fight. Oh my God, I just can't. I seriously just can't.
So you went from there when it was all done. So girls are in the oil, Shanann's in the ground, and maybe a little bit of cleanup. Was there any questions we had about the sheets or any garbage cans or garbage sacks?
No, I think I answered those already.
All right. So then you went from that site to another site to work?
And because at that Survey 319, there was a little spill. That's where most everybody showed up there, because that spill that was, they were trying to figure out what happened.
Oh.
While you're on that subject, we back up. The night before, you had some text messaging about going out there. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, that was, I think, Friday that we had figured out there was a spill out there from, it's an old site, set up a little different. So what had happened was there was a downcomer, and then there's a side comer going into those oil tanks, and one of the downcomers is tied into a back pressure line that split, and every time it was dumping oil, it was split on the ground, and the oil was coming up out of the ground. And we decided just to go out there on Monday, because it was Friday, and he had switched it out.
Just to address comments for a minute, Black Eagle, I agree with you. I don't think Cece knew, but she definitely knew. She absolutely knew. Do you know how much pressure, even on a baby, the skin, I'm assuming this part, The thing that attaches, you know, you have that little line that attaches your skin to your gum. I'm assuming that's what the FBI agent meant. Do you know how hard you would have to twist it? Like, back and forth? Oh my God. I can't even imagine what this fucking little girl went through. If my kids weren't here, I would be screaming. Like, I just can't. Like, and then he switches subject like there's nothing wrong. Like, okay, let's talk about something else. I don't know how the FBI agents don't cry. Maybe that's why I couldn't be an FBI agent. I don't know, but I would cry. Like, I don't know any mother or father could not cry listening to that. I mean, I get they're numb because that's what they do every day, but they've even said this is not like anything they've ever witnessed before, like ever. She did suffer the most. I agree. Coffee, it's delicate skin? Okay. I don't know. Maybe I just never try to kill anyone. Hey, Black Eagle, you might be right. They may have been in such shock that they didn't comprehend it. I'll agree with that. Well, let's hope.
Either he shut it in or he switched lines or he covered it up and see if it was going to come back or not.
Okay. And then it's more specifically, you text about how you would go out there and take care of it?
Yeah, I was going to take care of it for him because I've gone out there plenty of times.
Okay.
So I used, when another guy was out there, as far as another foreman, he showed me around out there like a year or so ago, and I just got familiar with the place and figured I just help him out.
Okay.
And so that was a genuine,
yeah,
that wasn't a pre-alibi, that wasn't...
Because there's a lot of people that said that you wouldn't normally do that.
Normally help somebody?
No, like a field to your position, and not you specifically, but your position doesn't do that kind of stuff.
Well, that's the thing, like when I was a rover and to a field coordinator, I still tried to do everything I used to do.
Okay.
That's still like, I wasn't good at delegating stuff, I just used to just doing stuff on my own. Or just like taking care of it for somebody else.
Right.
I wasn't good at the whole like, hey, you go do this, you go do that, while I sit over here. Yeah.
You see what it looks like to us,
I know. It's like,
when it came out, we're like
I know.
making plans to be out there, that day.
I know.
But that's not what it was, that was natural.
No.
Okay.
I was going to help them.
So how long were you there? What time do you think you were done with the girls?
Is it too loud or is it good?
I don't really tell. I mean, I think everybody started showing up there by around 7:45, 8 o'clock.
Okay. And then you were there, did you say you went to a different site?
Yeah, it's like I think it was either the 1029 or the 629 or something like that.
And so how long were you at that site?
The rest of the day until I got called away.
So then that was, you were there for at least a couple hours until you heard Nicole Atkinson on the doorbell.
Yeah.
And then I think there was even more time after that until you started coming home.
Yep.
And you got home at 2 something?
No, it was closer to 1:30.
Okay. So somewhere around, 9 o'clock-ish, all the way till 12:30 or 12 or 1 or something, and then came home.
Yep.
Okay. There was a lot to do about coming home and listening to that Metallica song. Have you heard about that?
I've heard of Metallica songs that people have been, some of the singing lyrics to it help Battery.
Do you remember doing that?
That was Nikki Kessinger. She liked the song, or she just wanted to know what it meant.
Oh.
So
that's why you looked it up?
Mm-hmm. I just kind of looked at I didn't have the CD with me, so I didn't, I just kind of looked at the words a little bit.
And was that on the way home?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that was just a different time?
That was a different time.
Okay, and so the media probably got a hold of that.
It's because it says Battery.
Right, okay.
But it's like, it's more about like a family coinciding as a battery.
Okay.
Not like, hitting somebody.
Sure.
Yeah.
Why did Nikki want to know what it meant? How did that come
I
out?
don't know, it was kind of strange. I mean, she's very into different types of music, and I mean, music I never really thought I'd ever listen to. And like, she got me into a few things there as far as music wise, but like, Battery was a song that she asked me because I knew Metallica pretty well. She just wanted to know, like, hey, what's this lyrics mean? And I just looked it up just to look at all the words together and just put it in my head again, and that was it. Just made something out of nothing.
I'm sick
That's why I was strange. I got those lyrics in a letter.
Oh, so now does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, some specific lyrics to it.
Yeah.
I think that guy from California.
The one that was 18
kid?
at one point?
Yeah.
Senior?
With regards to then when you get home, you and the officers, saw what they saw. You mentioned that you took the ring off her finger. And then the book, did you throw that in the trash? Okay. There was another book, Body of Evidence. Does that sound familiar?
That you had in your cell.
The body of that, Patricia Cornwell.
Maybe. Does that sound right?
Probably.
Did that in Lowe County?
Mm-hmm.
What was that about?
That was just one they gave me.
Who gave it to you?
The deputies.
Not your attorneys or?
Oh no, they couldn't give me books.
Oh.
No, any book that I had was given to me by the book cart that they had.
But the song says, cannot kill my family. Cannot kill family. It doesn't say kill your family. This is what I thought. That's why I thought maybe I wasn't remembering something from my teen years. But battery is about not the devil inside you, but it's about aggression and finding your aggression and just going insane with your aggression and your anger. But you can't hurt people. So that's why I haven't looked at the lyrics until just now again. But yeah, it's not about killing your family. That's why I don't know why everyone made such a big deal about it. It's about finding your inner demons, I should say. Like what every rock and roll, heavy metal person wrote about. It's your inner demons that you're fighting. And you can't help it, but you're certainly not going to kill your family. That's why I never understood why everybody was blaming the song. That's really what the song is about, is your inner demons. But you're saying it's coincidental, but they referred to the tanks as batteries. But it says cannot kill my family over and over. Cannot kill my family. I bet he's saying can kill my family. That's a whole other issue. I'm just telling you about the song. Metallica wasn't a violent band at all. Heavy metal, I was an 80s child, 80s and 90s. Metallica wasn't about violence. They were exactly the opposite, really. All right, I'm going to listen more.
She didn't ask for that book? Or?
No, they just kind of give me I read some Brad Thor books. He's like a military guy. And Patricia Cornwell, my grandma always read her books.
Let me just say this real fast. If you're a metalhead, like I was a metalhead, Metallica is not violent at all. There are some violent music out there. Metallica was never one of them. Metallica was about... what Metallica stands for was about metal. They were such sweethearts and really nice guys. It's disturbing if you're not into that kind of music. But if you were into that kind of music, you knew that they were not a violent band at all. They didn't put up with violence at all. So I just want to straighten that out about the music. You don't have to like the music. Just letting you guys know, I want to clear up those thoughts that just because it's metal doesn't. But that was the sound for them. But if you really do some digging on Metallica, they're really a bunch of nice guys that, but that was the music then. But they don't represent hatred or metal or anything. They really don't. See, Terra knows they're not a violent band at all. They're actually the opposite. So I just want to straighten that out.
I thought it was, she loved those books, and I'm not sure that was probably one of the first books, not the first book I read there, but probably the second book I read there. But it was they gave me, here's 4 books, choose.
What other book did you read? Do you remember?
The first book they gave me when I was in Suicide Watch was, I don't know why, but Murder at something. And I was I looked at him and that's the one we got. I'm okay. But,
They handed you that book by itself, no other choices?
No, the next book I got, another guy that was, I guess they're overcrowded there, a guy was sleeping on a cot outside my door. He's like, here, try this one. It was one that was based in the 1800s. It's more of a situational book, a time period book, so that was a little more calm with that one. That was the first book they gave me.
You don't remember what it was called, Murder at something?
We were at the Truman Center.
Truman Center?
Yeah, I think it was never read Kennedy Center. I think it was written by Margaret Truman.
Did you read it?
Mm-hmm.
Was it good?
It was decent. I haven't read a book in a long time, so it was different. But like some of the books they gave you, like when you're in the hold, I mean, you're not allowed to have books inside the Bible, but the counselors there let me have a couple books, and they just like, here's ones to choose from. This ones they had. I told them like mystery books or something like that, and that's the ones.
It's kind of crazy they're giving them like murder books, murder mystery books.
You hope that it wasn't some sort of
Yeah.
insult or, you can only hope. Okay. What do you think of yourself now?
Back when all this happened, when I was in Will County and everything, I definitely didn't feel like myself anymore. Like when my attorneys would talk to me, and talk to some of my friends, and like some of the stuff they would say, like I would say good things, but I'm just thinking to myself, how could anybody even say those things about me now, being what happened? It's like people that I knew and that I never talked to again, that maybe I was like the roommate like back in the day, or like went to school with, or something like that. Now they're just gonna say that's it's like Chris Watts, that's guy with the high school, that's the guy he did all this horrible stuff to his family. And now I know I shouldn't really take to heart what other people think about me so much. It's just a matter of what God thinks about me, what He thinks, what His opinion is, not anybody else's. Because, everybody's gonna have their opinion about everybody. Before I got in trouble, I was always the guy, hey, look, they judge somebody on TV, that guy that's no orange junction, that guy that's that killed that guy, that raped somebody, that guy's horrible. Now I'm and it's now when we come out at 6 o'clock at night and there's something on the news, I try not to even pay attention to it. It's just I don't want to be in that position where I'm judging somebody else, because that's what people were doing to me. I don't want to be that person anymore, but I just hope that I can step back and kind of look at everything that I've done in my life, and then up to that point, and just I did some good things, but in the matter of the most important thing, I screwed up the worst. I just hope I can at least maybe help somebody in however much time I have left.
Was it your intent the whole time you were taking the girls out there that you were going to do that to them? Honestly,
it's when I got there, I didn't think it was gonna, you talking about the tanks or just.
Yeah,
thought process and all this, none of this makes sense. That's why I know you guys keep asking these questions, because it doesn't make sense to me.
But I guess did you could have done it before you guys left, and not had him, alive in the backseat. They could have been with Shanann in the backseat.
I didn't think about anything really, as far as how everything was gonna happen. I don't know why it happened. Why I left everything out there in the field, and why all this stuff. None of this makes sense at all.
But to Tammy's point, did you think that they might be coming back, or did you know they wouldn't be coming back?
No,
You know what I really wonder about? I wonder if someone said earlier that he hated Shanann. I think he hated women, like most narcissists do, or psychopaths do, or mentally insane. I think it was just women in general. I wonder if, granted, I know he killed Nico, but Nico wasn't there yet. I wonder if one of the girls was a boy, if he would have killed the kids. I wonder. We'll never know, but I really do wonder that. And I can't comprehend how he can just switch, whether he's insane, psychopath, narcissist that covers all DSM or all three of them. I just can't comprehend how he can speak of that's your flesh and blood. I've said this from day one. It's one thing to wipe away your wife. You want to kill your spouse, go to jail, whatever. But that's your flesh and blood. And maybe I see it differently as a mom because they, you know, I created them, they came out of me. But I can't comprehend how nonchalant he is about killing his own daughters. And like how the disrespect of putting them in the back seat with their dead mom. Like that's when this whole hate thing just kind of hit me. Like I think he hated them as much as he hated Shanann, and I just think he hated women, period. He's not gay. Woman he didn't like, I think it was his mom. That's what I said, it's his mom. I've been saying that all along. I agree, Terry. It's very evil, but I just think that, I don't know, the lack of respect for putting their dead mom in the back seat and then putting them in the back seat, that's kind of crazy. I'm glad a lot of you guys are really starting to catch on with my mom theory, because when I said it last night, I thought people were going to have a heart attack.
Man, the whole trip out there, I mean, it was like I was on, like I wasn't thinking. It was like...
I know the girls went extensive of Shanann. I know that.
It's like in my mind right now, I'm thinking back, I'm hoping that I wasn't, that I wasn't coherent enough to make that decision to where I knew I was going to kill my girls. I'm just hoping that, you know, like no father would ever want to do anything to hurt his blood and flesh, but I did that, and I just don't understand how it happened. So, I mean, I even read books that say, you know, like, no dad would ever do anything to hurt his children, and it just happened. So I always think of myself, like, was I even a dad at one point? I don't know. But, it just... It's going to take a long, long time to... guilt and everything to get just the...
Have you asked for forgiveness?
Simple interest. My theory last night was that when he was strangling her, the reason why he couldn't stop is because he was thinking of his mom. And he was killing his mom when he was choking her. That was what I came up with yesterday. And when I said it last night, everyone was like, what are you talking about? You're insane. Like, and now a lot of people are starting to realize that there may be some truth to that. Like, it was just, that's the only thing that I can come up with that was reasonable. You know, then we had a big fight about, you know, her mom and his mom and why would I say that and blah, blah, blah. It was a big mess. But I came up with that yesterday, that's why he couldn't let go, because he was killing his mom. So that was that. Let me go back to it.
It just takes a long time for me to forgive myself. And that's one thing that's not really cool. I just hope that they can one day forgive me too.
I think you said earlier that you were so angry at Shanann or whatever that you were gonna, you know, anyone in your path of destruction or whatever was gonna get it. Basically, kind of is what kind of made it sound like. I'm not saying that exactly right, but why were you so angry at Shanann?
I don't know if it was just because of separating me and my family, pretty much. Because I mean, it happened at the wedding. Like that's the reason they didn't come to the wedding. I mean, I blew up at my family to a point where I said some horrible things to them back in 2012 that I pretty much told my family that, you know, I don't need them anymore. I said, you know, I cussed my mom out. I did all this kind of stuff. I never thought, you know, and I don't know if it was just like Shanann coaching me on to do it or if it was just like rage that was like I'd never seen before. And then I don't know if it was just everything that happened in July, but I can't see my kids, and I'm not sure if they're ever going to go see them again. I don't know. And it was just like, I don't know if that had something to do with it, that something inside me just triggered it, and then just like all that pent up from the wedding and everything, just like,
in the wedding, but the wedding was like 6 years ago. So that's why I'm saying that only proves my theory even more, that this was mommy issues. Like, he was like, oh, well, you know, because of they made my family break apart or whatever, you know, whatever the reason. That's mommy issues, totally. Because Shanann wouldn't have a problem with her dad, with Ronnie. So yeah, it's listening to this is only confirming my theory more and more.
It's like a long fuse that finally just went to its end.
What happened in 2012?
There was my mom and Shanann just like from when I proposed to her, it was at the beach, and from then on, it was just like she always went up to Shanann and was like, I didn't need a ring like that when I was your age. I didn't need all these fancy things when I was your age. And just kind of kept boiling over and boiling over, and they never agreed on anything. It was just like, you know, we didn't really need their help to do anything. We just like, so we'll just pay for it ourselves and all that kind of stuff. And, you know, it was just back and forth. And I think maybe my mom just never thought she was good enough. She always thought she was hiding something from me. So,
she always thought Shanann was hiding something? Like what?
I don't know, stuff from her past, or like, you know.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
So there's conflict at a barbecue when all the families got together.
That's true,
And
Nene.
the first, maybe a barbecue that Shanann put together for everybody to get to meet each other. Two families, we call that. Like when you first started dating.
Oh. I remember we did have something like that, but I don't remember like any kind of arguments at any place like that. I know like when I proposed to her, Shanann had her family come down to the beach too. They stayed at a separate house. But as far as like a barbecue or anything, I don't remember one that was like that.
Way before then.
Yeah. I remember the time when I asked Frank if it was okay if I had asked Shanann to marry her. I remember that little get together. I don't think.
So then what was the blow up at the wedding about?
It was just my mom and pretty much my sister just didn't like her.
Oh.
They just thought, you know, that that Shanann had taken me away from them and moved me out to Colorado.
Oh.
Because we were in Colorado when we flew back to get married.
Oh, okay.
Because we went to Colorado for Thanksgiving to visit some friends, and we decided to move out there like a couple months later.
Okay.
So that was like April. I moved out there April 2012. We got married in November 2012 in North Carolina. So they always thought I was just that she took me away out there. And
Was there something with invitations or something? Your sister was supposed to send invitations.
Yeah, there was. Okay, now you're bringing some memories back. There's something to do with that, and then my sister wanted, you know, her kids. Oh, my sister wanted her kids as like the ring bearer and like something else, ring bearer and flower girl. And then Shanann, like, you know, she told her no, or wait, either Shanann told her no or Jamie back.
Let me just say something real fast that something hit me, and like, so you have these people, and Wario Grandma, you were there last night. You know the shit I took for saying that I believe it's mommy issues. But like, instead of starting rooms about Shanann theories, how about rumors like with Patrick Frazie's mom? Like, maybe, just maybe, is it possible that Cindy Watts egged Chris on to do this? Like, I could think of so many theories to talk about and so many different things to talk about rather than picking on Shanann and her kids. You know what I mean? Like, what if Cindy, and I'm just totally throwing this out there, but I'm listening to him and the way he keeps talking about how she separated me from my family and that's something a girl would say, not something a man says. You know, men don't give a fuck. They'll deal with it. But like, I don't know. I just kind of feel like his mom was like, well, you need to get rid of her so you come back to the family or something. You guys know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? it just like, who's to say that the mom didn't egg it on? I don't think the sister did, but who's to say that the mom... I'm not saying it's true, but I'm saying you never know. Maybe yeah, but you have to... All right, so back up a second. Chris is insane. Chris is psychopath, narcissist, whatever label you want to give him. He's not all there. We know that. But what if the mom said, if Shanann was gone, you can do this and this? Doesn't mean she said kill her, but she could have easily said, if Shanann was gone, we wouldn't have to deal with this headaches. In his mind, that may have meant she wants her dead. Do you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't necessarily have to mean that she wanted her killed, but she wants her gone. Then you can live your life with Nicole, but in his sick mind, you never know. Because you're not a man, you're a fucking demon. That's true. She was putting ideas in Chris' head. That's what I'm saying. It doesn't mean that she was direct about it. I don't think she wanted her daughter-in-law dead. But she could have very easily said... That's what I'm saying, Virgo. I'm not saying that she wanted her killed. But I'm saying that she could have easily said, you know, if Shanann was gone, gone can mean a divorce. Gone, you know, it doesn't mean that he had to kill her. I'm just saying, I don't know. These are things I could think of that are a lot more exciting to talk about than a victim. So, not that she's not a victim, but you guys know what I mean. Alright, let me go back to it.
Out because of something else, and then it just like all blew up.
And is that pretty close to the wedding?
Yes. Yeah, within a couple weeks.
Did they go to the wedding, your family?
My grandma did.
But your parents and your sister did not go.
Ronnie wasn't there either?
No. Nobody was there. It was my grandma was there, and then like the dance when like you know the groom danced with his mom, like it was I'm dancing with Mark's mom and my grandmother.
I gotta get fluff from. Hold on.
It's sad, isn't it? I mean, it all comes from a place of love, you know, them loving you and not wanting to get stolen. And
it was a great day. I mean, everybody was really happy. I mean, it's always just rang in the back of my head. They were never there, and every time they look at pictures, it's just like, oh, where's not there.
mm-hmm.
Never knew if they actually were going to come anyways, but as far as like, you know, sometimes they'll just like, all right, we're just going to go just to be there, but they never knew if that was the case.
And so then when Tammy was asking, why were you so mad at Shanann, was part of it just this whole family strife?
That's the only thing I can think of right now, because I mean, there's no other reason really to be mad at her. We took care of each other our whole 8 years. It was just like a good relationship. Yeah. I mean, it's just like, if I never met Nikki, would I ever have, you know, thought our relationship was bad? Probably not.
Interesting.
That's one thing I always thought about. Like, even Nikki asked me, like, if, you know, she said, I don't want you to leave your wife just because of me. I'm just like, what do you mean? She said, well, just if you met me, like, would you have known? I'm like, no. So I never thought I would have strayed away from her at all. Like, I've never followed, like, tried to follow anybody, you know?
Right.
Was Shanann checking your phone, or?
She always had my phone.
She was checking your phone? So how did you get past that?
I used to work phone.
To text? And you had some secret apps, right?
That was on my personal phone.
Were you using anything else to have contact with her?
No, I just texted her with my work phone. And like, when Shanann and kids went to North Carolina, she used my personal phone. And she just told me, like, to put pictures in an app, and I just found that calculator. I just put, you know, just searched on the app store, like, hidden pictures, and this calculator app person popped up.
Like in your iCloud or your whatever isn't linked together, so she would know if you're getting at, you know, downloading apps and stuff like that?
They used to be a long time ago, but when we got different phones, or when our phone, like a phone contact list, we synced up from the cloud and stuff, I couldn't have, like, she had like tons of like phone contacts. I just couldn't have all that, but it's still kind of linked up at one point. But as far as like she asked me to get my own iCloud account, just to kind of free that up a little bit.
How about your Facebook account? You deleted that at some point. When did you do that? And why?
I think it was, got back August 7th. I think it was probably August 8th. That's when I think told me she told her friends about me. And I just figured, they probably looked me up on Facebook and see that I was pregnant. If Nikki already knew probably already, but the reason why I did that.
Did you and Nikki ever fight?
We never fought, but like I said, I had to like calm her down a bunch of times.
Yeah, you started to mention that when we were talking to you before about her getting upset about some video or something about being bipolar or.
Well,
what are you talking about?
I think either my dad told me about that or Don Walsh told me about like she made a couple videos like when she was just like talking to herself saying that she was bipolar or something like that. But a lot of things was like when she realized that okay, like she's the other person in the relationship that I'd always put my wife first over her, and that's what kind of made her take a step back a few times, and then like I had to kind of like calm her down.
Tell me about those times. What'd that look like?
So the first one was probably around July 4th when I had to leave her house because she wanted to kind of spend most of the day together before she went to like a baseball game or something. And like when I had to leave, it kind of just made her like kind of take a step back and wonder what she was doing. And I just told her like, hey, just because of what's going just because I had to leave doesn't mean like you have to just take a step. I was like comforting her at some point. I don't even know why I was doing it. Maybe I knew I was too far gone at that point, but it was.
Because this is Shanann's pissed. She's called you 10 times. You were sleeping. You had your day off, and then you go outside to talk to her on the phone and tell Nikki that you need to go home just in case she comes back and all that, right? Mm-hmm. So what did she say to you, Nikki?
She was in the shower and she said, "Okay," and then that's like when I talked about like calm her down. She's on the phone.
And was she like, we're breaking up, like we're not gonna, I can't do this?
No, she said like she didn't want to, like she didn't think it was safe or it was good for us to see each other anymore that day, like the rest of that day, just because of all that. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. And she asked me to come over like later on after she got back from her baseball game.
And so you did that?
Mm-hmm.
So what was the second one like?
It was basically about the same thing. She was, I didn't really know it at one point, but I guess she had set up a couple dates with like some eHarmony app or something, and they never showed up. And she'd already made plans with me, and
Wait, what do you mean? She set up dates when she had plans with you?
Yeah.
Why would she do that?
I guess she kind of figured out they weren't going to show up. She went, I guess when she went to the baseball game, they never showed up, and there was another one and never showed up either.
So she's actively dating other people?
I didn't know it until like a couple weeks later.
How did you find out? What'd she say?
It was one conversation where I actually kind of fell asleep on the couch, and then like she would tell me like I'm not sure why she told me about it, but it was very random, and she could tell that it kind of like took me back a little bit because I figured she would have told me that if she was actively still like looking around. I mean, she didn't have to tell me, but I figured she would.
You think she told you though so that it would hurry you up and
make a decision?
You're making a decision?
It might have been, but she never had anybody that actually tried to like fix things as far as like hey, like I like where we're at as far as like the relationship goes, and actually like I did stuff for her around the house, around her little apartment, and like nobody's ever done that, and she thought it was different.
What about her male friend? Where does he stand with her? What's his name?
Jim.
Thank you.
He worked in the oil field, North Dakota, I believe, and I guess he's been a friend of hers for a long time, and it's kind of like a shoulder to cry on. There's always somebody that's always been around for her, and I guess he's had a couple girlfriends, and I guess he's hadn't had much luck, I guess, in that department as far as like keeping girlfriends, and just him and Nikki have always been good friends.
Just platonic friends?
That's
as far as you know?
As much as I know.
Yeah.
But I think they just been friends for a long time, especially up in oil field, North Dakota, or whatever he's working now. I think either Wyoming, they can go all over the place.
When Sandy and Frank lived in the house for 15 months, what was that like?
I'm back.
It was, it was tough.
Step out.
Do you want me to wait or
No.
Okay. It was tough, because I mean, go from just me and Shan and Bella and Cece to 2 other people and then now 4 dogs.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, Onyx he's a terror. 100 pounds of just heat-seeking missile everywhere, and like it was cool having more people around, but like it was stressful.
Yeah.
Like because with Shanann, like having 2 dominant personalities in the house, with her mom there, it was kind of like what her mom would tell her kind of how to raise the kids sometimes, or like do this, do that, like whenever they were sick, she was like, all right, rub peroxide on your feet, they'll be fine. Just like what? Okay. And like I wouldn't do it, and, saying like just do that, Tristan, it's okay. But like it's just like little things like that, and it was like a clash every day.
Yeah.
It's kind of like every time I got home, I didn't know if Shanann was pissed or if she was okay. Because when they first got there, they didn't have a job yet, and so they were just around all the time. But then like once they got jobs and stuff, like I think it was a little better for Shanann because they weren't around the house all day. But it was definitely stressful, just vacuuming like every other day. Yeah. And just like cooking was great. That was awesome. But I was always like because they were down in the basement, so I was always really trying to keep the girls upstairs while they were sleeping, so they're running around downstairs, and I didn't want them to wake up. And I know Frank always told me that waking up Sandy early is not good. So it was just kind of like walking on eggshells a lot.
Yeah, it was stressful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think that stressed your marriage with the time, or?
I mean, it was 16 months. It was 15.
16 months.
Yeah, it was a long time. I mean, it was great around the holiday times because they were already there, and like all that was great.
Sure.
Yeah, it definitely. We never really had much alone time.
Yeah.
Because you always had to kind of plan it out.
Yeah. What was their purpose for living out there?
They just wanted to be closer to the kids. Because they were, we FaceTime a lot, but, it's not the same of, like,
right.
With 2 kids, it's hard to fly back and forth. I mean, when they went back to North Carolina this past time, it was the first time Cece's been there. She was 3.
Yeah.
First time her brother had ever met her.
So were they trying to move to Colorado permanently, or they just?
They were thinking about it at that point in time.
Okay.
But Frank would have stayed. He didn't want to leave. Sandy wanted to leave.
She wanted to go back?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just a matter of like they knew their house wasn't being taken care of, and they wanted to go back, and because they had put their house up for sale for a little while, but never bought.
Mm.
Okay.
What about your financial stresses?
Yeah, the bankruptcy was something I never thought was going to happen. I think that was back in like 2015, 2016, somewhere around there. But I never thought that was going to happen. And I never thought, a lot of it was from the wedding because we just put it all on credit cards.
Mm.
And so it was, and then the doctor bills from like, endoscopies and just like, girls seemed like they were sick like every month. It seemed like some type of ear infection, which to figure out was just like they put the tubes in their ears and stuff. There was like different operations here, a couple overnight stays in the hospital for breathing and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So it was just, it all mounted up. I mean, I never thought it was that far gone, but
Was any of that from Shannon's neck surgery, or are those bills pretty well paid up?
Well, I think the bankruptcy never touched the medical part of it because you have to be like specify the medical part of it, medical bankruptcy, and then there's like regular bankruptcy.
Oh,
I don't think bankruptcy ever touches like student loans or medical stuff. You have to be specific with that.
Okay.
But I think it just took away like a lot of the furniture that we had bought, and then a couple other things inside the house. Kind of alleviate a lot of the, it took, we had to make the house payment by phone every month, and I had to listen to the bankruptcy spiel like every time, and it's just like, I didn't know how long it was going to take. But apparently it was, once you're in bankruptcy, it's pretty much you never get out of it.
Yeah.
It seemed it felt like.
Weren't you guys behind on your mortgage?
Yeah,
when I
like
talked to you?
earlier in, it's like, I think December 2017, and then January, February, March 2018. That's when I took we took the 401k out, the loan out to pay for that.
How was it that you were spending so much money? What was it being spent on?
Just, kids and just other bills that we had, and just, I knew the car was getting paid for by the bill. I never really asked to see, I didn't even have access to the bank account in my phone.
Oh.
So, I never really asked to see what it looked like.
Okay, hold on. He just said something that clears up another thing. He said he didn't have access to the bank account from his phone. He never said he didn't have access to the bank account, period. He basically said he didn't care. But he never said he only said he didn't have access to it from his phone. Because I've heard a lot of things, people say other things, but no. I don't know if he had split personality. I don't know why everyone's hating on NK so much. She was a mistress, and that's horrible, and nobody should ever be a mistress. But she didn't cause this. It could have been anybody. It could have been someone that gave him any attention. This could have happened. But I really don't think that... I think this would have happened regardless. It could have been it could have been a guy that he became friends with. I think he was just that weak-minded. Just personal opinion.
Like how far, but I just know she can call me and tell me, hey, can you pay the mortgage today? I'm like, yeah, cool. That's from my little four-wheeler incident where I sold it without actually paying it off yet, and she thought, no, you're never touching the account ever. So I'm like, okay, that's cool with me. But I never saw the account or what was in there. I just hey, there's my, when I worked at Longmont Ford, I got my check, I just brought it there.
Yeah. There was a hair care company, I think it's called Monat. Does that ring a bell? You know anything about that? Mm-hmm. Maybe hair dye. I don't know. It's do you know she did an auto order through that company, had stuff delivered for her, any kind of hair care product or hair care dye?
Not something, she had there was something little gift packs she had delivered once every month or once every 2 months. Had a different...
Cat's meow, I'll get more into it later, but there's a difference between a psychopath and someone who's clinically insane. And I tend to believe he's clinically insane after the first half. Now I'm listening, because I haven't heard this before. I haven't heard the second half yet, because I worked all day yesterday. But there's definitely a big difference. And I'm going to get into it after this.
Array of different products in it.
Don't remember where it's from. Okay.
No. Like we said, Monet?
Monat? M-O-N-A-T.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Well,
okay. There was an order that was made, $251. That's why I asked if it's an auto order type thing.
It might have been an auto order.
Yeah,
it might have been something that... I know that Nicole Atkinson, she's into all that stuff. Maybe she didn't got her. Maybe she didn't got her something, or maybe it was something she recommended.
Okay. How about the HOA thing? What happened there?
She was mailing to the wrong address. They changed her address, and she was mailing to the wrong address for a year. And then we got a letter in the mail where we had been sued over it. We didn't pay our HOAs for a year. So we had to pay double for either a whole year or a couple months. That stuff.
What happened to all the money that she sent to the wrong address?
I don't know. They said they wouldn't credit it or anything. I'm not even sure what the address was. She said it was just something that she didn't see. I was like, well, I'm not gonna. I wasn't gonna harp her about it because she did so much. So I was like, I'm not gonna like say what the heck are you doing? No,
Sure.
don't need that anymore. Unless you felt bad enough.
So Chris, what do you think we could have done better? What could have made you tell us the truth that night? What did you need to hear from us that you didn't?
I'm not sure what really goes to people's minds when they're in an interrogation room. When I was in there with you and Graham, I was just nervous. I knew I had done something wrong, and I knew you probably already knew or were going to find out. And it's just like, I've watched enough, hits like TV shows to kind of see like, okay, what's going to happen next type thing. I never knew if that's right, but I think it's just the horror of like knowing what you did and trying to tell somebody else what you did. That's what kept me from doing it, because I didn't even want to admit to myself that I had done anything. So I knew what I had done. I knew how bad and horrific it was. I knew how bad I was going to hurt other people. I just couldn't even admit to myself that I had done it. Because I couldn't even tell my attorneys I did it until like 2 weeks later.
So were you trying to save us from the horror of it?
No, it was just a matter of I couldn't admit to myself, and how could I admit it to you?
So do you think any amount of us asking you things different ways would have helped, or do you think anything would have helped?
I think if maybe you didn't ask about if Shanann hurt the kids, if you would ask the other, if something in that, a different order of question, maybe it would have came out a different way. Because that's the only reason I remember that story, is because that was...
Well, you weren't giving us anything
I know.
That was the problem. But so if we would have said, what do you think?
You would have said, I think you'd have probably had to, if the video didn't show them in the truck, you probably had to have lied and just said, we saw the kids in the truck. I hate to say you would have to, lie to get me to say what you wanted me to say, but it might have been that.
That we saw the kids in the truck.
When we were talking, there was a point where you just said, can I talk to my dad? Did you just want to tell him first?
I just wanted to, tell him that, that I loved him, and that it's probably the last time you're going to see me again, as far as, outside of a cell.
Yeah. You're looking forward to him coming?
Yeah, because when just talking on the phone, it's just totally different when you see him, see a face, It's like when we got on that little video conference in Love County, it was all I could do to stop, just not to like.
Gail, that's a good point. Gail said he knew it was bad to hurt other people, then that's how he was referring to his family. I don't remember, though, if he said how bad it was to hurt other people, but I don't think he meant his family, other people. I'm pretty sure he meant that how bad other people are going to realize what he did, or that he knows how bad it was and that it's going to hurt other people. That's what I think he meant. At least that's how I took it.
I just break down on that phone, so it'll be good to see them.
What do you get to do when they're here?
Like this.
Like in a room like this with a
If
table?
there's a visiting center, like down in my unit, and I don't know what it looks like, but I know they said it's like tables. And it's pretty much they set up a time and get a couple hours.
That would be good.
Yeah, just in that little center, and I'm not sure what else is in there, but I just know there's tables. I think it's like vending machines and stuff like that. But it'll be good to see them. And fortunately, they can't bring their phones in or anything, so I was hoping they could maybe show me a video or two, but I don't have or a picture. But they pretty much only let you come in with your ID. That's it.
Can they mail you still photos or anything like that?
Yep, they can do the still photo. This is sometimes they try to play a video over the phone for me. It's like, you know, it's really like fuzzy and crackles a lot, so I can't hear anything.
If you have any other questions for us, or do you ever wonder, I wonder why they did this, or I wonder why the investigation went this way, or...
I think the first time I was brought in, I think it was like the 14th, I believe, when I met you that night.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you told me there was a bunch of other people coming in for statements. Was that true?
Yeah.
There was a couple people.
Okay.
Yeah.
There were a lot.
There were a lot, actually, yeah.
Okay.
We had a whole board worth of people listed and agents out.
Okay.
They didn't get the attention you got that night, but...
I just wish none of this had ever happened, honestly. Just like you guys could have never had to come to us, and you guys never had to meet me or anything like that. None of it ever felt real. Especially like when they put me in that suicide watch.
Hi, I just want to say if you're listening, I am so sorry. I just went to get the Patreon link and noticed there's 2 more Patreons, and I didn't even notice. So they must have signed up sometime tonight. So welcome. I'm going to check, see who they are later after the live, and I'll send you the welcome and everything. So I'm so sorry. I didn't even see that. So Teach, thank you for telling me to point out the Patreon, to get you the Patreon link, because I didn't even know 2 more people. Now I feel horrible.
So, and last thing that one of those guys said was like, good luck. Just slam the door, and I just kind of knew from then on that was it.
The deputy said that?
One of the guys, one like they call them the SOG guys, Special Operations Group in the Will County, though.
Yeah.
That was it. Next morning, like when I got out to take a shower, I saw a newspaper and there was this big piece cut out of it. Just didn't know what that was about, and I just kind of saw like my last name around like go. And again,
If we came back to talk to you someday, would you be inclined to talk to us again? Okay.
yeah, they just took me off guard. I had no idea.
Yeah.
We didn't really want to tell you we were coming just because we didn't want you to have anxiety about us coming.
I would have had anxiety.
Yeah. So we figured the blitz attack was probably the best course today.
It's like the first time we met.
Right. Oh, you knew when you were meeting me.
I just did, yeah. You just don't have all your props here today.
That's right. Those aren't props, man. Those
Sophisticated equipment.
It is.
Right?
That's right. Sophisticated instrument.
I don't know that that's going to happen. We might not ever see each other again. But
I didn't think we would, honestly.
your experience is definitely interesting. You yourself are definitely interesting. We see things in you that we didn't expect to, and we don't see things in you that we expected to see. So it's very interesting to us, and it's. I hope you can take to heart that today was a lot about us learning how to do better, how to talk to people better, how to do investigations better.
I mean, like, I never...
Shauna, the first half of this is on PURPLEXEDQT on Facebook. I'm going to post them both in Patreon room with the FBI paperwork that I'm going to go into after this. But I'm going to end up posting everything in Patreon room. But the first half of the interview you can catch on PURPLEXEDQT on Facebook. I uploaded it today. And it's not connected to YouTube. It's just the upload.
Talked to a police officer before, or like FBI, CBI, anything like that. So that was all new to me. Like I said, everything that I've ever seen as far as the authorities have been on TV. So I didn't know like what to expect, especially when I got in that interrogation room. It just felt like exactly what it looked like. Just like you got some coke and prod, and then leave. Come back in. It's like give me time to stew, give me time to think, and just like it works. It just really just drills more questions into your own mind. It's instead of like, you know, just staying in the room and just asking questions all the time.
You liked it when we took breaks? Like, you think that worked on you?
I did.
So you were like watching videos of girls at one point. Do you remember that? Them giggling and laughing and...
Like when I was in the interrogation room?
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
You don't?
I didn't. I thought you already had my phone at that point.
No, we didn't take your phone towards the end. Towards the end.
Okay.
That was weird for me.
It's like when you put that picture in front of me.
Yeah.
And that's what probably made me do it. I didn't have a signal in there, but that's like the videos I had on my phone. I was just like, I wish I had taken those videos out more often before all that had happened. But that definitely got in my head a lot. I don't know where that picture was from because I've never seen that picture.
The one we showed you? Really?
Yeah, I've never seen CC in that dress before.
Really? We talk a lot about that dress.
Yeah.
Is that just
and you were saying,
making it up?
I never saw her in that dress.
You were even telling us when she last wore the dress.
About the
and
boots.
The boots.
Not that dress.
Those are her favorite winter boots, and she wears
Oh,
them
the winter
all summer.
boots. The winter boots, yeah, but that white dress was a little different. I've never seen that picture.
No, because you talked about buttoning it up. You said, I remember because she just wore it the other day and I had to button up the back. And
Must have been a different dress, but not that one.
huh.
That picture, was that North Carolina, or was that?
I don't know where the
Pulled it
picture
off
came
of
from.
Facebook, Shannon's Facebook.
So maybe it was while you weren't there or something?
Might have been, yeah.
Because you don't recall that, huh?
Because there's a lot of pictures I guess I didn't see when they were in North Carolina that my parents have. Like especially like 4th of July and stuff, and I had like 4th of July dresses on and stuff like that I never saw.
Oh.
Some I had on my phone, but you know, that white dress I never, felt like they were, like she was going to church or something. I just never saw that white dress. And Bella's little dress that she had. Her little awkward smile there in the back. Yeah, that definitely got in my head when I did that.
When we had the picture out there for you. See, to us it didn't feel like that because we
I
really
didn't show
didn't
any
elicit
emotion.
any emotion.
I
Yeah.
don't show emotion that much. It's like my dad. It's like we don't show emotion. Like,
Were you fighting it down, or were you just not a guy to show it?
like most of the time, I'm not a guy to show it. Like I hold it in as much as I can, and like, you know, in my cell, I cry a lot, obviously, but like I'm not really a guy to show it.
Okay.
I don't know, I try to hold it as much as I can.
You were a difficult guy to read, especially at the house that day. That makes total sense now.
I knew it was like, just because I was like in shock or just like disbelief or just like, some people said I looked like I was a heartless, no soul person, soulless person. When they did like the TV interviews or something, and I'm just like, I'm just glad I never saw it. I don't even want to know what I looked like, what I sounded like.
But you were obviously feeling it then, you just weren't.
Yeah, just like nothing registered at all. Everything was like just harbored deep down, and then like I think it was just one night when I was in my cell, it just all hit me all at one point. Not the fact that I was in jail, but the fact that like everybody was gone.
Yeah.
And none of it. I think if it was like like if something happens to your family, like in like an accident, like a car accident, or like something like horrible like that, it registers at one point. But if like you did it, I don't know if like it just doesn't register at one point. It's like in my head, it never registered.
Does it seem real now?
Oh, it feels real, like every day. Like I see pictures, I just know like, where they were at when they were doing that. When I first had like some type of hearing over the phone, and I heard like Frank and Sandy and Frankie and they were on the phone, and I forgot what kind of hearing it was. Something about like a probate hearing or something. I knew exactly where they were in the back. I heard the birds chirp. I knew they were on the back deck, and I just like walked back to my cell, just balled my eyes out because I knew exactly where they were. I knew how many times the girls were back there, and it's just weird how emotion is processed differently for me than everybody else. Like something like you said, if you lost your kids in the grocery store for 5 seconds, you'd be a mess. And then for me, it'd be like, I'd be panicked, but I probably wouldn't cry. I'd be like looking around trying to find them, but it's just like this process is different for me. I never knew why. Never know why. I don't want to think I'm like a cold-hearted person. It's just a matter of just don't show it. Show the emotion as much as other people do. Even when the girls left North Carolina, her Chan's brother, mom, and dad were all crying when they left. It's just kind of like, I never really saw my parents get like that when they left. It's kind of like, I don't know if it's like you're born that way.
Like your family doesn't show emotion like that? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, my dad couldn't really speak at the sentencing hearing because he said he was kind of like, he said he was going to lose it. Like lose his emotions, that really hit me. It's kind of like I never seen him like that, like
vulnerable.
Like nobody really ever seen me that way either. That's why maybe I just.
Was it ever like you're a sissy if you're like that, or was it just something you just never did?
I never saw my dad cry, so maybe it's just something that was imprinted in my brain that maybe I should never cry. Maybe it is.
Was your mom like a loving mom, like a doting mom, and would give you affection and hugs and kisses? And
she'd always ask me what was going on. She said I was always hard to read. She never knew what was going on.
But did she still try and give you affection even growing up?
Yeah, she always. My sister was always a parent. It was always what was going on. She was always open with me. It was always just closed off, and she always wanted to know what was going on, how I felt. I'm just like, oh, okay, that's all I give her. Even if something was wrong, I would have probably never said anything because I just deal with it myself. But I don't know if that just growing up that way just kept me in that way. Deal with things on your own, but then they build up so much that you can't deal with them, and they take a hold of you. You never thought, in a way, you could take hold of you.
Do you think that as a result of just bottling up for so long?
Definitely.
What do you remember your dad saying at sentencing?
I remember there was a scripture. It was a 1 John 1-9, and then a lot of it, their representatives said for him. And my mom said a lot. My mom spoke, but everything my dad had written down, the person said it. But he was talking about going to little league games and races and stuff like that. Going to being my coach and everything like that. And so hoping that I can experience the same type of joy doing that for my girls.
I remember your mom saying she loves you and she always will.
Yep.
That was pretty important to hear.
And she said, I forgive you, son.
Yeah, that was big, right?
Yeah.
And your dad, when we came here today, we were just hoping and praying that you would take your dad's advice. Do you remember what he said? I hope if you ever get a chance to talk, you can talk about it.
Okay.
And I think that's what today was. Don't you?
Yeah, I think it was. Didn't expect it to be today.
Yeah.
So the DA made some comments during that sentencing hearing about your emotions and having no emotions, or do you remember all that?
Yeah, just he lied to us from the start and a couple other things. I believe that's what he was saying.
What do you think? Do you think he was anywhere close to? What do you think of? Basically, what is your opinion of what he said in that?
I mean, it's going to be taking all his evidence and putting it into the story that he wanted to convey, and if you don't know me, that's where you're gonna portray me. If you take everything from August 13th to now, that's how people are gonna know. That's how people. There's no other way people are gonna opinionate themselves about me, just by what they see right there.
Right.
They're gonna say, okay, they look at the guy that did that did the interviews on the 14th, and they see, okay, that guy should be like, you know, on his hands and knees, like crying his eyes out, and what's he doing? He just like, you know, he's just talking.
Right.
And they're just like, you know, I know they maybe got some information maybe from like her friends saying, oh, he was cheating on her or something like that. He's a cold person. He was, you know, trying to do this and that. It's like, they don't know me. That's always going to be their opinion about me. It's like, there was one church service, the only one I've been able to go to in here, and it said you're not defined by one moment in your life. And I think that's like, people are defining me by one moment in my life. They don't know like what happened before or what can happen later. So I just hope that, you know, hopefully one day people can stop judging everybody. There's tons of people in here that, you know, I don't even want to know what they did because I don't want to judge them. Like, you know, like, I'm not that person. Like, you know, they know what I did. I'm not going to ask them what they did. You know?
Makes sense. You did show some emotion during that hearing. What part did you think you felt most emotional?
I felt when Frank was talking about, you know, I didn't know what to expect when he first started talking, but you know, he said I was the evil monster, and that rang in me. And he said I tossed him away like garbage, and that hurt. And you know, when Sandy was talking about that video about Bella was calling me her hero, and that triggered it a lot there. And then when Frankie was saying, you know, like, I'll never be called uncle.
Can I just say something? You guys notice the difference in his voice when he's talking about Nicole and he's talking about his parents, but whenever he talks about the kids, it's like he turns into a different person. It's like, I don't know if he's trying to make it out like he's normal or something, or he's trying to show emotion, but I've been noticing that, and it really depends who he talks about is how his whole voice changes. It's weird.
Again, but you'll never be called a dad again. That really stung. You know, when my parents got up there, just hearing my mom and dad talk, you know, just like, they really couldn't look at me then. They really couldn't look at me, but I'm just still like, you know, everything they said, saying that they forgive me and that, you know, I'm still their son, no matter what.
Yep.
You know, I know, like, even my attorneys told me, like, you need to show a little more emotion, because like I say, the first time I went to the courtroom, I didn't know what to expect. I was still like, new to everything, just in shock about what was going on, and they said I was just a cold person, just looking at me.
Did he just say he didn't think he was a cold person? Really?
When I did the plea, and at this, if you don't know me, that's where you're gonna portray me. Like, if you take everything from August 13th to now, like, that's how people are gonna know. That's how people. There's no other way people are gonna opinionate themselves about me, just by what they see right there.
Right.
They're gonna say, okay, they look at the guy that did the interviews on the 14th, and they see, okay, that guy should be like, you know, on his hands and knees, like crying his eyes out, and what's he doing? He's just like, you know, he's just talking.
Right.
And they're just like, you know, I know they maybe got some information maybe from like her friends saying, oh, he was cheating on her or something like that. He's a cold person. He was, you know, trying to do this and that. It's like, they don't know me. That's always going to be their opinion about me. It's like, there was one church service, the only one I've been able to go to in here, and it said you're not defined by one moment in your life. And I think that's like, people are defining me by one moment in my life. They don't know like what happened before or what can happen later. So I just hope that, you know, hopefully one day people can stop judging everybody. There's tons of people in here that, you know, I don't even want to know what they did because I don't want to judge them. Like, you know, like, I'm not that person. Like, you know, they know what I did. I'm not going to ask them what they did. You know?
Makes sense. You did show some emotion during that hearing. what part did you think you felt most emotional?
I think I felt when Frank was talking about, when he, I didn't know what to expect when he first started talking, but he said I was the evil monster, and that rang in me.
I missed something.
So I tossed him away like our.
I gotta back this up.
You were a difficult guy to read, especially at the house that day. That makes total sense now.
I knew it was like, because I was like in shock or just like disbelief, or just like some people said I looked like I was a heartless, no soul person, soulless person. Mm-hmm. When they did like the TV interviews or something, and I'm just like, I'm just glad I never saw it. I don't even want to know what I looked like, what I sounded like.
But you were obviously feeling it then, you just weren't.
Yeah, just like nothing registered at all. Everything was like just harbored deep down, and then like I think it was just one night when I was in my cell, it just all hit me all at one point. Not the fact that I was in jail, but the fact that like everybody was gone.
Yeah.
And none of it. I think if it was like like if something happens to your family, like in like an accident, like a car accident, or like something like horrible like that, it registers at one point. But if like you did it, I don't know if like it just doesn't register at one point. It's like in my head, it never registered.
Does it seem real now?
Oh, it feels real, like every day. Like I see pictures, I just know like, where they were at when they were doing that. When I first had like some type of hearing over the phone, and I heard like Frank and Sandy and Frankie and they were on the phone, and I forgot what kind of hearing it was. Something about like a probate hearing or something. I knew exactly where they were in the back. I heard the birds chirp. I knew they were on the back deck, and I just like walked back to my cell, just bawled my eyes out because I knew exactly where they were. I knew how many times the girls were back there, and it's just weird how emotions process differently for me than everybody else. Mm-hmm. Like something like you said, if you lost your kids in the grocery store for 5 seconds, you'd be a mess. Mm-hmm. And then like for me, it'd be like, I'd be panicked, but I probably wouldn't cry. I'd be like looking around trying to find them, but it's just like, it just processes different for me. I never knew why. Never know why. No.
Okay, if I heard that right, and I've listened to it now twice, but if I heard that right, he was talking about somebody. I couldn't understand if it was the grandparents, Frankie, or whatever. But he's sitting there saying that if they said to him, if you had lost your kid, you'd be panicking. Am I missing something? Like, I don't understand if I'm missing something here. But it sounded like he didn't even realize that he wiped out his fucking family. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's kind of what I'm getting. That makes no sense to me. Let me go back.
I don't think I'm like a cold-hearted person. It's just a matter of just don't show it. Show the emotion as much as other people do. Even when the girls left North Carolina, her Chan's brother, mom, and dad were all crying when they left. It's just kind of like, I never really saw my parents get like that when they left. Kind of like, I don't know if it's like you're born that way.
Like your family doesn't show emotion like that? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, my dad couldn't really speak at the sentencing hearing because he said he was kind of like, he said he was going to lose it. Like lose his emotions. Like, that really hit me. It's kind of like, I never seen him like that.
He's never seen his dad like that. Have you ever annihilated your entire fucking family, Chris? Gee, I wonder why your dad was like that. I can't. It's like he's mental. I can't decide if he's just so full of shit or if he really, really believes this. Of course your family's going to go back to North Carolina wondering what the hell happened. It's not rocket science. It's crazy to me.
They're vulnerable.
Mm-hmm. Like nobody's really ever seen me that way either. That's why like maybe I just.
Was it ever like you're a sissy if you're like that, or was it just something you just never did?
I never saw my dad cry, so maybe it's just something that, you know.
He never saw his dad cry. You just killed his only grandchildren and his daughter-in-law, and now his son is going to be locked up for life. That might be a reason for somebody to cry, even somebody who's never cried before. I can't even believe he's saying this. I'm like dumbfounded. I don't know if it's grandiose mind. I'm just dumbfounded. I think the cops are dumbfounded too. He's acting like lost kids in a park and everybody's calling him a monster. I agree, LB. That's a good point. That's what I'm saying. Even if you're the coldest douchebag in the world, you're going to cry if your son, who you now lost because he's going to be in jail for the rest of his life, and he just killed your only grandchildren and granddaughter. I mean, and daughter-in-law. Gee, you think he was going to cry? And why are you surprised? Long Island, I do feel a little different. I'm a little more, like, dumbfounded, too, though.
So it was imprinted in my brain that maybe I should never cry. Maybe
Was your mom like a loving mom, like a doting mom, and, you know, would give you affection and hugs and kisses? And
oh, yeah, she'd always, like, ask me, like, you know, what was going on. Like, she said I was always hard to read. She never knew what was going on.
But did she still try and give you affection, even growing up?
Yeah, she always, my sister was always a parent. Like, it was always, like, what was going on. She always just, like, she was always open with me. It was always just, you know, closed off. And she always wanted to know what was going on, like, how I felt. And I'm just like, oh, okay. That's all I give her. Even if something was wrong, like, I would have probably never said anything. Because, like, I just, you know, deal with it myself. But I don't know if that just growing up that way just kept me in that way. Deal with things on your own, but then they build up so much that you can't deal with them, and they take a hold of you. You never thought, in a way, you could take hold of you.
Do you think as a result of just bottling up for so long?
Definitely.
What do you remember your dad saying at sentencing?
I remember there was a scripture. It was a 1 John 1-9. And then, like, a lot of it, their representatives said.
I just have to say this, and I'm a big believer into each their own. If people want religion, that's fine. And I don't judge them or anything. But why is it all prisoners find God and can name every scripture after their crime? Why don't they find God and find this before they do their crime? It's so frustrating to hear them laming off scriptures and everything else. Chris, why didn't you take this same passion for God and use it before you killed your whole family? Like, believe me, you're not going to heaven if there's a heaven. I can assure you. Doesn't matter how many Hail Marys you say.
For him, my mom said a lot. My mom spoke, but everything my dad had written down, the person said it. But he was talking about going to Little League games and races and stuff like that. Going to being my coach and everything like that, and so hoping that, you know, I can experience the same type of joy doing that for my girls.
I remember your mom saying she loves you and she always will.
Yep.
That was pretty important to hear.
I think at the end she said, "I forgive you, son."
Yeah, that was big, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And your dad, when we came,
like right there solidifies my mommy issues. This is he's 32, right? A 32-year-old man. You hear the way he says that about, it's like the cops say it was important to you that mom, and I didn't even hear this yesterday when I came up with my theory, but the way he says mom, the FBI agent says like, you know, it was important for you to hear that from your mom. And he sounds like a 5-year-old. He's like, yes, it was, you know, I needed that. You're a 32-year-old grown man. You used to have a family. But why are you so pathetic that you're like, yes, I needed to hear mommy say that? Like, wow, that just totally solidified what I was saying. Completely.
here today, we were just hoping and praying that you would take your dad's advice. Do you remember what he said? I hope if you ever get a chance to talk, you can talk about it.
Okay.
And I think that's what today was. Don't you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it was. Didn't expect it to be today.
Yeah.
So the DA made some comments during that sentencing hearing about your emotions and having no emotions, or do you remember all that?
Yeah, just like, he lied to us from the start and a couple other things. I believe that's what he was saying.
What do you think? Do you think he was anywhere close to? What do you think of? Basically, what is your opinion of what he said in that?
I mean, it's going to be, taking all his evidence and putting it into the story that he wanted to convey, and like, if you don't know me, that's where you're gonna portray me. Like, if you take everything from August 13th to now, like, that's how people are gonna know. There's no other way people are gonna opinionate themselves about me, just by what they see right there.
Right.
They're gonna say, okay, they look at the guy that did the interviews on the 14th, and they see, okay, that guy should be, like, on his hands and knees, like, crying his eyes out, and what's he doing? He's just, like, he's just talking.
Right.
And they're just like...
That's true, LB.
I know they maybe got some information maybe from, like, her friends saying, he was cheating on her or something like that. He's a cold person. He was, trying to do this and that. It's like, they don't know me. That's always going to be their opinion about me. Because, like, there was one church service, the only one I've been able to go to in here, and it said you're not defined by one moment in your life. And I think that's, like, people are defining me by one moment in my life. They don't know, like, what happened before or what can happen later.
Right.
So I just hope that, maybe, hopefully one day people can stop judging everybody. There's tons of people in here that, I don't even want to know what they did because I don't want to judge them. Like, like, I'm not that person. Like, they know what I did. I'm not going to ask them what they did.
Makes sense. You did show some emotion.
Do you know what pisses me off? I've been listening to this for what? We're probably like 4.5 hours already. I don't know how long it is, like 4 hours. Not once has he said, I'm sorry to my wife, my children. Not that they can hear him because he killed them, but if you believe in God, then you believe in heaven. If you believe in God, then you believe in souls. If you believe in God, then you believe in spirituality. So how about you fucking apologize to the family that you exterminated? I don't get it. That's what's pissing me off more than anything is he keeps talking, but he's never apologizing. Like, fucking say you're sorry. Ugh.
During that hearing, what part did you think he felt most emotional?
I think I felt when Frank was talking about, when he, I didn't know what to expect when he first started talking, but he said I was the evil monster, and that rang in me, and he said I tossed him away like garbage, and that hurt. And when Sandy was talking about that video about Bella was calling me her hero, and that triggered it a lot there. And then when Frankie was saying, like, I'll never be called uncle again, but you'll never be called a dad again. That really stung.
I agree, Carlo. That's what I'm saying.
When my parents got up there, just hearing my mom and dad talk, just like, they really couldn't look at me then. They really couldn't look at me, but I'm just still like, everything they said, seeing like they forgive me and that, I'm still their son.
Welcome, Serena.
Yep.
I know, like, even my attorneys told me, like, you need to show a little more emotion, because, like I say, the first time I went to the courtroom, I didn't know what to expect. I was still, like, new to everything, just in shock about what was going on, and they said I was just a cold person, just looking at it. So when I did the plea and at the sentencing hearing, it just all of it felt just more real than anything.
That's true, Bill.
I remember growing up, my pastor used to tell me, it's better to be 1 foot out of hell facing heaven than 1 foot out of heaven facing hell. So I think that's you. I think you've been to hell and now you're facing the right direction.
Definitely, I definitely feel like I never knew I could have a relationship with God like I do now, but that's like the amazing grace with all of this, but I just wish nobody had to pay any kind of price for this. I know there's a purpose for everybody, I just hope that I can find
No,
mine.
Chris, there's no
But I
purpose
think
for
you're
what you do.
seeking
None.
peace, right? That's good.
It's the only thing you really can do right now is to seek peace and pray that everybody can find it too.
Good.
For everybody that was involved, thank you for all of you and just all your team and everybody. Friends, anybody that was involved.
Okay.
What do you want to happen with this information?
I mean, I know you're probably going to tell Frank and Sandy and Frankie, just kind of give them a little closure, right?
Yeah, I don't know how much I'm going to tell them. Obviously, you know Sandy better than I. She wants to know everything. But I'm going to digest a little bit before I talk to them about it. So I don't think there's any rush on
Sorry,
that.
Teej.
And then, but other than that, I have no intention of talking to anybody outside of law enforcement. But what would you like to see happen with it?
I mean, I'd like to tell my parents, you know, when they get here, instead of like finding out anywhere else.
Yep.
So I know like they've been bombarded with information from like, you know, from the Amanda girl to the Trent guy to from like people going on Inside Edition saying they knew me or went out with me or had like whatever else with me, and it's like I don't want them to think that it's like other like false information going out there. It's like people are getting hold of information like where did they get this information from type deal. You know,
Would you like to see those people charged?
you know, people take advantage of situations, and you know they gotta. Honestly, they'll have to look into themselves and just figure out why they did it themselves. So I mean, I don't think charging them would help. I think they just need to work out whatever they got going on within themselves. I mean,
Did you ever have a profile on Tinder or anything like that? Any of those dating websites or anything?
no. I just had Facebook, Instagram. I didn't even know what the WhatsApp thing was called. So I was like, John.
You had never heard of that?
No, I was just like, I don't even know what that is, man. This guy's fishing for something. So you had to waste your time and go out there and talk to him.
It was a big time waster.
It was a big waste of time.
Yeah. But you would not want to be listed as a victim in that case, as far as him being charged with like false reporting.
I mean, whoever's gonna try to get their 5 minutes, 50 minutes of fame, whatever they want to do with this, I mean, that's on them. I mean, if he's willing to do that, then he needs to figure out what's going on with himself before, like, you know, I don't think charging him with something's gonna fix it. So it'd just be a waste of time, I think.
Anything else before we send you on your way?
Don't be afraid to ask.
How are things in Colorado now? I mean, since all this has happened, everything's quiet now, everything's
Yeah.
cool. And
Well, we had another guy murder his fiance, girlfriend, whatever you want to call it. So that's made a lot of news too. I'm sure you've probably seen that on the news now.
everything here is
Patrick crazy.
based. Well, I think the only thing here was like that Jamie Kloss thing. I don't know if you heard about that.
Oh yes, we were just talking about that out front.
That the girl was kidnapped.
Yeah.
She escaped after like 90 days.
Yeah.
Insane.
That was crazy.
He'll probably come here.
Yeah, they said he's in some county jail. Is that right?
Yeah,
Barron or
Barron County.
Yeah, so all I see here is like stuff. It's like everything happened here. So you guys stay the night there, watch out. Sorry.
Definitely.
Yeah,
Do
like
you mind if I take a picture of you just to show what you look like now? You just look so different than...
Just, like...
It's not going to go on social media or
Okay.
anything. It's just for like our own records.
Okay.
Is that okay?
That's fine.
Were you asking him something?
No.
Oh, sorry.
No, I was just gonna say it's like the roads in the background scary enough, you know.
I know. When it's snowy, it's horrendous.
Weird though.
Ice
I don't
racing.
know. That was weird.
Of ice racing?
Yeah, but we had spikes on the tires then, so.
Oh.
All right, Chris, we're going to let you get back to your day.
Okay.
Want another minute to finish your drink?
Yes, they won't let me take that back. Yeah, I had to shave. They recommended I change my appearance at the RDC. So.
Oh, that's right.
Why is
Dateline
that?
had
Just so people didn't recognize you? Oh.
I
Yeah,
forgot
I
about
I
that.
just shaved it all off. And that razor, like I said, the razor they have here, it's like it's a single blade. So like I'm
A
like,
safety razor, right?
oh, it's more than safe. It's just like it's more safety than actually a razor.
That's why it doesn't shave.
Is it like a sharp rock or?
Right?
Just imagine shaving the same spot for like 5 minutes, and then finally,
Something starts
yeah,
coming.
it starts. It's like I gotta warm it up or something. I don't know.
You'd probably be better just blocking him out.
So I did back it up, and I'll play it in a minute. But why did she ask him for a picture? And she kind of lied too, because we all have those pictures. Like it came in the kit. There were 2 pictures of him, a letter, a 31-page document, and both audios. So she kind of lied, but I mean, I guess it doesn't matter. But yeah, Dateline tonight is douchebag with a phone. I'm wondering what his thing was. So if anyone's watching it, let me know. I don't have cable. I'm gonna have like my Fire Stick, but I don't have actual cable. So if anyone has cable who knows the Frazee case or douchebag with a phone, let me know. All right, I backed it up.
So I was like, John.
You'd never heard of that?
No, I was just like, I don't even know what that is, man. This guy's fishing for something. So you had to waste your time and go out there and talk to him.
It was a big time waster.
It was a big waste of time.
Yeah. But you would not want to be listed as a victim in that case, as far as him being charged with like false reporting.
I mean, he's whoever's gonna try to get their 5 minutes, 50 minutes of fame, whatever they want to do with this. I mean, that's on them. I mean, if he's willing to do that, then he needs to figure out what's going on with himself before, like, you know, I don't think charging him with something's gonna fix it. So it'd just be a waste of time, I think.
Wait, I was reading something. I missed that twice.
So like I never knew I could have a relationship with God like I do now, but that's like the amazing grace with all of this. But I just wish nobody had to pay any kind of price for this. I know there's a purpose for everybody. I just hope that I can find mine.
Well, I think you're seeking peace, right? That's good.
It's the only thing you really can do right now is to seek peace and pray that everybody can find it too.
Good.
For everybody that was involved, thank you for all of you and just all your team and everybody, friends, anybody that was involved.
Okay.
What do you want to happen with this information?
I mean, I know you're probably going to tell Frank and Sandy and Frank, you just kind of give them a little closure, right?
Yeah, I don't know how much I'm going to tell them. Obviously, you know Sandy better than I. She wants to know everything. But I'm going to digest a little bit before I talk to them about it. So I don't think there's any rush on that. And then, but other than that, I have no intention of talking to anybody outside of law enforcement. But what would you like to see happen with it?
I mean, I'd like to tell my parents, you know, when they get here, instead of like finding out anywhere else.
Yep.
So I know like they've been bombarded with information from like, you know, from the Amanda girl to the Trent guy to from like people going on Inside Edition saying they knew me or went out with me or had like whatever else with me, and it's like I don't want them to think that it's like other like false information going out there, because like people are getting hold of information like where did they get this information from type deal, you know. So,
Would you like to see those people charged?
you know, people take advantage of situations, and you know they gotta. Honestly, they'll have to look into themselves and just figure out why they did it themselves. So, I mean, I don't think charging them would help. I think they just need to work out whatever they got going on within themselves. I mean,
Did you ever have a profile on Tinder or anything like that? Any of those dating websites or anything?
No. I just had Facebook, Instagram. I didn't even know what the WhatsApp thing was called. So I was like, John.
You had never heard of that?
No, I was just like, I don't even know what that is, man. This guy's fishing for something. So you had to waste your time and go out there and talk to him.
It was a big time waster.
It was a big waste of time.
Yeah. But you would not want to be listed as a victim in that case, as far as him being charged with like false reporting.
I mean, whoever's gonna try to get their 5 minutes, 50 minutes of fame, whatever they want to do with this, I mean, that's on them.
See, right there is where I have a problem with him being a narcissist or a psychopath. Right there. And I think the FBI was kind of leading him on with it too, because like it doesn't matter if they charge him with false, but someone who's a true narcissist or a psychopath is going to blame everybody. And he would be like, yeah, I want to put charges on them because they said this, this, and this about me. And it's like, he doesn't even care. He just doesn't care, like, to bring charges. Like, he doesn't think it's any big deal. So that's either a normal person who, like, someone can deal with rumors and it's no big deal to them because they don't care. It's like, whatever. Or he's just so fucked up. Like, I don't get it. So yeah, douche with a phone, or the drunk creeper, whatever you want to call him. His actual name is Mike Dalton. He lives in Woodland Park, and that's why, and he has a site and Facebook page of Woodland Park Underground. I don't think he's gay at all. That whole thing was brought on by the group, what the fuck is that group's name? You guys know what I mean. All of a sudden I went blank. And the reason I say that is there's footage after of 2 of the troll admins and Trent Bolt doing a video together or something. Believe me, it was set up by accused, that was it. I'm telling you, there's nothing to that. That whole thing was set up by the people and accused. I don't want to name names, but let's just say it wasn't females. It was 2 males associated with that crew.
I mean, if he's willing to do that, then he needs to figure out what's going on with himself before, like, you know, I don't think charging him with something's gonna fix it. So it'd just be a waste of time, I think.
Anything else before we send him away?
Yeah, but B. Ferg, that's what I'm saying. He wanted nothing to do with charging them. That's what I'm saying. Like, he didn't want to prosecute. He just wanted to ignore it. Like, it doesn't matter. Just, it's pointless. Like, they don't mean anything.
Don't be afraid to ask.
How are things in Colorado now? I mean, since all this has happened, everything's quiet now. Everything's cool.
Well, we had another guy murder his fiance, girlfriend, whatever you want to call it. So that's made a lot of news too. I'm sure you've probably seen that on the news now. So.
Everything here is based. Well, I think the only thing here was like that Jamie Kloss thing. I don't know if you heard about that.
Oh yes, we were just talking about that out front.
That the girl was kidnapped.
Yeah.
escaped after like 90 days.
Yeah.
Insane.
That's crazy.
He'll probably come here.
Yeah, they said he's in some county jail, is that right?
Yeah,
Barron
Barron
or something?
Like, who cares where he is? That's
Yeah,
so
so
stupid.
all I see here is like stuff I try to, it's like everything happened here. So you guys stay there, watch out. Sorry.
Definitely.
Yeah,
Do
like
you mind if I take a picture of you just to show what you look like now? You just look so different. And
Just, you know, like,
it's not going to go on social media or
Okay.
anything. It's just for like our own records.
okay,
Is that okay?
that's fine.
Were you asking him something?
No.
Sorry.
No, I was just gonna say it's like the roads in the back are scary enough, you know.
I know. When it's snowing, it's horrendous.
Reminds me of the days of ice racing, actually.
Of ice racing?
Yeah, but we had spikes on the tires then, so.
Oh.
All right, Chris, we're gonna let you get back to your day.
Okay.
Want to finish your drink?
Yes, they won't let me take that back. Yeah, I had to shave. They recommended I change my appearance at the RDC. So.
Why is that? Just so people didn't recognize you? Oh.
Yeah, I just shaved it all off. And that razor, like I said, the razor they have here, it's like it's a single blade. So like I'm
A
like,
safety razor, right?
oh, it's more than safe. I just like it's more safety than actually a razor.
That's why it doesn't shave.
Is it like a sharp rock or?
Right?
Just imagine shaving the same spot for like 5 minutes, and then finally,
Something starts
yeah,
coming.
it starts. It's like I gotta warm it up or something. I don't know.
You'd probably be better just blocking him out with your fingers or something.
That would be horrible. Yeah. Everything here is for safety, so like,
Yeah.
I think like once I get moved to GP, I could have something different. So.
Oh, that makes sense.
Because most of the guys in my unit can't have razors. So that's
Well, that
it.
makes you feel better, probably.
Well,
But
they
they're
don't have to
not.
watch me. Other guys, they stand next to them while they shave. That would be kind of weird.
Oh.
So do they have any other jobs, like if, like fleet, would you be able to go work fleet maintenance or anything like that? Or
I
is
got
that,
classed down to like a minimum,
uh,
or like a low medium. They have guys that like run across the street to like a records building and work over there. I don't know, like, you know, they said it takes a while to get classed down from like maximum to medium.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure, like, if they, I don't know if they'd ever take me to Colorado, or I don't know what their plan would be.
right,
I'm not sure if that happens or not.
yeah. That's all pretty secretive, and then right up to the minute they do it.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
You guys gonna do exploring around here?
So, everything's covered in snow.
Yeah,
It's freezing.
We were such wimps when we walked out.
Maybe go rent a snowmobile or two.
Explore the hot tub at the
Yeah, right.
hotel.
Gotcha. It's like it's baseball season, but it's not, so do it.
Yeah.
Do it play or something.
Well, NASCAR's back in full swing.
I saw the last 2 laps last night when we came out.
Oh, did you?
I went to over like 200 NASCAR races growing up, so
Yeah.
I went to one Daytona 500. It was one that Mark Martin almost won. I was hoping he would, but he got passed by Kevin Harvick coming out of turn 4. I was just,
Yeah.
yeah, it was a wreck fest, I heard. So.
Yeah, that's why I didn't get to watch it either. But you went to NASCAR school, didn't you? Yeah. That was fun.
It was a blast.
Yeah.
It was like my childhood, just reliving it all over again.
Right.
Just seeing race cars on dynos and doing fabrication, welding, all that kind of stuff. It was really cool. Not sure if that school's still over there in Mooresville or not, but I'm guessing it still is.
Yeah.
So do you have to be escorted back? Is that what they do?
Yes. Yeah, like the unit I'm in, we all have to have escorts because it's a special management unit.
So guard escorts you everywhere.
Yep.
So what about when you're all playing basketball together? Are the guards watching you?
There's 3 of them in there.
Do you ever get in fights playing basketball?
Now we're just, I mean, we're, guarding each other, like blocking everything like that, but everybody's
We're cool with each other. Good.
Yeah, I'll take it on.
We'll just sit right there.
You guys fly back tonight, or?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
Yeah. Could have flown back tonight, I guess.
Narcissism is a personality disorder.
I don't know what time your flights are even.
It's probably the only time you ever come.
My brother went to school there, so. But I had never visited him when he lived there, so. That was my first time driving through yesterday. It's a cute little town. Actually, this town's cute. Honestly, like the downtown. It's a pretty cute place.
It's just so desolate because it's so cold right now.
I think it was like a couple weeks ago, it was like -50 with the wind chill here.
Oh,
Yeah, they said like the PSU counselor I talked to, she said it hurt to walk in there and breathe.
wow.
Not good.
Yeah, they were saying, like, on the news, like, for people in, like, Chicago and all those places not to take deep breaths because it was, like, freezing their lungs.
It
Yeah.
was insane. It was like
Chicken
deep
Little, I
cold from
agree.
Canada that came through here that just like it froze everything. I mean, it was so cold in ourselves. We were just like going out to eat. We were like just like shaking like that because heat couldn't keep up with
Yeah,
that.
there's not much you can do.
Going out to eat.
Plus this place is old, so like all the
You are
windows
going
like
out to
were
eat.
they couldn't insulate it.
Yeah.
The wind was just like rushing in.
Yeah. Would you stay here if you could?
I don't really know much about the state or anything about what's going on in here, but like from what I see, they say it's decent.
Yes.
They said it's a lot better than going anywhere else.
Yeah, that's generally the word. Is if you hear it's not as bad as other places, that means it's pretty good.
Yeah, so like I'm just hoping and praying that I can help people here and they'll just keep me around. Maybe they'll make me like a personal care worker or something. Help other inmates, mentor them. I guess they have a couple guys that are serving a life sentence that have turned into personal care workers or counselors.
Good.
And help other. There's 3 of them in there.
Do you ever get in fights playing basketball?
Now we're just, I mean, we're, guarding each other, like blocking everything like that, but everybody's
We're
go
cool
there.
with each other. Good.
Yeah, I'll take it on.
We'll just sit right there.
I agree, Terry. It doesn't.
You guys fly back tonight, or?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
Yeah. Could have flown back tonight, I guess, but. I don't know what time your flights are even.
It's probably the only time you ever come.
My brother went to school there, so. But I had never visited him when he lived there, so. That was my first time driving through yesterday. It's a cute little town. Actually, this town's cute. Honestly, like the downtown. It's a pretty cute place.
It's just so desolate because it's so cold right now.
I think it was like a couple weeks ago, it was like -50 with the wind chill here.
Oh,
Yeah, they said like the PSU counselor I talked to, she said it hurt to walk in there and breathe.
wow.
Not good.
Yeah, they were saying, like, on the news, like, for people in, like, Chicago and all those places not to take deep breaths because it was, like, freezing their lungs.
It
Yeah.
was insane. It was like deep cold from Canada that came through here that just like it froze everything. I mean, it was so cold in ourselves. We were just like going out to eat. We were like just like shaking like that because heat couldn't keep up with that.
Yeah, there's not much you can do.
Plus this place is old, so like all the windows like were they couldn't insulate it.
Yeah.
The wind was just like rushing in.
Yeah. Would you stay here if you could?
I don't really know much about the state or anything about what's going on in here, but like from what I see, they say it's decent.
Yes.
They said it's a lot better than going anywhere else.
Yeah, that's generally the word. Is if you hear it's not as bad as other places, that means it's pretty good.
Yeah, so like I'm just hoping and praying that I can help people here and they'll just keep me around. Maybe they'll make me like a personal care worker or something. Help other inmates, mentor them. I guess they have a couple guys that are serving a life sentence that have turned into personal care workers or counselors.
Good.
And help other guys when they come in. When they can do that. They don't have like the normal programs you would have, but it's fine with me.
Mm-hmm.
Like some guys like try to they want to get like extra degrees and stuff like that. They don't have that here. You have to go to one of the other places.
So if you just said, I want to, do some more education stuff, would you get moved to another place, or is it totally up to them whether you
It's totally up to them. It's like, I'm not sure how that gets paid for.
Right.
So like, I'll just, whatever they want me to do, that's what I'm going to do. If they want to move back to Colorado, I'll be like, why? Why do I end up in Colorado?
Oh, if they told you that, you would question that?
Oh, like, after a while, if I was here for a long time and then say, okay, since you leveled down, we'll move you back. I'm like what? But, know how that would go.
Are you scared to level down now?
No, I mean, it'd take years for that to happen, but like, I don't know. I don't know how it would be like in Colorado and the DOC there. PSU counselor, she worked in DOC in Colorado and California. She said Colorado looks like California now.
Oh, really?
She said the gang violence.
I could see that.
Yeah, I can too. Definitely changing. Yeah, I think people in this part of the country are just different overall. It's really, we kind of talked about that earlier. Colorado's not like it used to be. People here just seem to be nice regardless.
I think a lot of transplants probably moving into Colorado from other states.
Yeah.
Probably affecting that. Because Dave Colon, he said they're moving to Florida just to get away from Colorado because it's significantly changed.
Yeah.
It's just so expensive and
Everything's expensive there.
Crazy.
Houses just keep going up and up. For any kind of, like a half an acre of land, you're just going to pay the same amount of money. Here, I think it's a lot cheaper, but the pay is a lot, it's much lower, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, I was doing a little reading on the area, and the median house price up here is like $116,000. I mean, you can't even buy a mailbox in Colorado for that.
No, there's a P.O. box right there.
Yeah.
What a P.O. box in Colorado? $100,000.
It's nuts.
I think I was reading like Pittsburgh, kind of like the same way. It's like what, like, it's crazy to think about how much it varies from like state to state, city to city.
Pittsburgh expensive?
No, like
inexpensive?
Yeah, it's like 150,000 per house.
Really?
Like, geez. But deal with the weather and deal with all that kind of stuff too.
Yeah, there's a reason for that, right?
Like here, I guess you got like April to September. That's your only good months here. The rest of the time you're in your house.
Yeah, I don't think I could handle that. Especially have snowmobiles.
I wouldn't even like that.
Yeah, you can't do that every day, right?
When you start using the snowmobile for necessity, that's a problem.
To get to the store.
Yeah, the license plate on a
Daily
snowmobile.
commuter.
Yeah, that's a problem.
Kind of walk around Titletown all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Are they coming or?
Yeah, they just literally walked away with another person.
Oh, they did.
They gotta get to the end of the wherever and come back.
This place is
Yeah, it's
huge.
big.
It's a long hallway.
So how far is your pod or wherever you're staying from here?
All the way down that side.
All the other way?
I think this is like the west side of the building here. I haven't gone much farther than this. Like all my stuff's always on the east side. But they got huge like pods. They'll have like over 100 guys in them. So, but they move like 40 or 50 people out each day.
You have a cellmate, right? Is that what you
No.
said? Oh, you don't have a cellmate?
Nope. When I go to GP, I'll buy a little. I haven't had one. Most of the cells in my unit are single cell. There's like 3 that are doubled up, but they don't have the overcrowding they have. That issue they had when I first got here.
That's what she was saying. There was like 400 extra inmates
Yeah.
that they ended up shipping out to different places. So
Yeah, I never knew what the assessment part of it was as far as like how many people they had come in and out. It was like you got people coming in and out everywhere.
So is it like a general supervision type thing like Will County is? Where you have like a big room with the pods on the top, or how is that?
No, it's like you have a sergeant desk at the front of it and then a hallway of like 20 cells.
Oh,
And
okay.
just kind of walk back and forth. The RDC was like, you have like a cul-de-sac of cells, 3 tiers, and then like the perch for the sergeant right here, he can see in everybody's cell just from looking around.
Right. Okay.
But this one's like they gotta walk up and down. This used to be like a mental hospital or something. They said,
Oh,
like back in the day.
okay.
It's definitely old. You can hear those pipes like vibrating around the walls, and it's like, oh, that don't bust.
Is it like exceptionally freezing in here?
Just the cold of the last 20 minutes.
Yes.
Yeah, it gets,
Whew.
depending on which way the wind's blowing, depends on which side, but it building gets cold. Yeah, it gets cold.
It's pretty chilly.
There was like a 6-foot snowdrift outside my window for a little while. It's finally starting to go down. So when it was like negative 50.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's a little too cold for me.
I mean, we're the ones that chose to come in February, but she's ready for you now.
Oh, okay. Well, good to see you guys.
Take care of yourself.
Thank you
Okay?
too. Thank you. Thanks. Appreciate it. Thank you. Safe flight. Thank you.
God damn, that's loud. Alright. So, I have lots of opinions. I just want to answer a couple things that you guys are talking about. QT needs a smoke break. I do need a smoke break. Like, for real. And I see there's like 5 new patrons. You guys are amazing, and thank you so much. But somebody said something I really wanted to address. What was it? Hang on. Shit, what was it? I actually think he is happier in prison, to be honest with you. I can't find the question. But somebody was talking about, like, all the small talk that they were doing. Yeah, Jules, move him to Rikers. He won't last long. But all the small talk, I really, truly, in my heart of hearts, believe they were just trying to understand what happened. Did he snap? What happened? Like, I don't even think that's the last time they're going to talk to them. I think they really want to try to get into his pathology. Falcon, the 5-hour release, the 5-hour things were released. 5-hour interview at the CBI from February was just released yesterday. I had to work all day yesterday, so I didn't get a chance to listen to it. I do. I think they are going to start. I think he's going to go down as like one of the strangest murders, family murders that ever took place. Like, I really do. I do not think that this is going to be the end. I think I think they still have questions. Because the guy could be like your best friend. He's not like Iceman or Ted Bundy. Like, he's not proud of it. He's just so weird. Yeah, they have to act like they're his best friend, without a doubt. But they said something that's so true. And that's, that it's like so true in the sense that, the things that they thought he was going to say, which would confirm him being like a psychopath or anything, he didn't say. And the stuff that they didn't think he was going to say, like Bella and, you know, how where he killed her and everything, they didn't think he was going to say. And it's very interesting. Or even that, like, her first thought when she said, can I get a picture of you? You know, for her to automatically say it's not going to go up on social media. Like, why would she even say that? You're the fucking FBI. You could have pictures of your database. And that I thought was very weird, too. And it almost seemed like he didn't even think that she was going to put it on social media. Like, I don't know. I just thought it was very weird. Leah, he didn't need a lawyer. He's done. He got a bit of everything inside of him. His brain for study. Went to the game to eat when they got back. I'm telling you, I guarantee you they left there like, what the fuck happened? Like, who is this guy? And why would he believe? What do you mean, why would he believe? Maybe I missed some. That's not good. The picture got out. But they sent the picture. They totally sent the picture. I could show you the picture. It's the one that Jay had up. That's the one they sent. It was 2 pictures. I mean, I'm assuming that's the picture. Thanks, Brady. I'm assuming that's the picture, but it was 2 pictures and then 2 audio and then a letter and then the FBI stuff. I don't think I have a screen share thing on here. I didn't add it. And I don't want to mess it up. I have to add so I can show you both screens. He asked strange about the basement door being open. He couldn't remember. That worked out this morning. You would remember that. There were a lot of things that were just weird. I would believe the detectives that he would not. But it's not even that, Tej. Like, why would she say that? Was she trying to... I'm trying to figure out why she said that. Was she trying to feed his ego? Was she trying to see if he wanted that? If he was, you know, like, how people are proud of their killings? Like, would she say, hey, you know what? I don't know, like, you know, to see if his reaction would be, no, you could put it on social media, like, trying to get attention. Like, I'm trying to see, all like, what he would do. Been having nightmares about him. That's not good. He did look calm and relaxed. But, you know, like, he was going on saying how, hey, I'm going to, you know, I hope they keep me around and I can help other prisoners. Like, he's only been in jail a few months. Like, most people are fighting, let me out, let me get out of here, and I don't know. I am so lost. I could see, like, being accustomed to being in prison, like, 20, 30 years later. But he's only been in there 6 months. Like, he's got his whole life ahead. I mean, he's young. He's got at least 50 years ahead. He's never going to be with another female. He's never going to touch another female's body. I don't get it. He's in heaven right now, surrounded by men. Hey, C4P. Also, someone about the watching Ann was wearing count steps, apparently, when she got in the door that night. I want to know how a phone got in the couch then. He thinks it's a dorm. It sounds like it. It's so weird. Yeah, no, he's in the same place Brendan is. But you know what's interesting, though, about that prison, which I think is weird? They're allowed typewriters. Like, their commissary, I mean, I've never been in prison, but, like, their commissary, they can order typewriters. They can order, like, Brendan had a whole bunch of stuff. Then COs get it poppin'. He said he put phone there. Okay. Someone explain to me, did he have the girls? Yes, he had the girls alive in the truck. Got it. Maybe I missed that when he said he planted the phone. But yeah, Shauna, he had the girls alive in the trucks. That's what he claims. So they would maybe be back to visit him. My puppy's name is Fluffernutter, a.k.a. Winston. Right now, I call him George because he looks like George the dog. Nothing, I don't know. We will never. I don't think we will. I mean, I feel coming soon. That's a cool name. They have laptops and Xboxes in prison. I don't know about that one. They don't have it in that one. That one you can't have the internet, but you can have an old school typewriter. One of us from Making a Murderer had the commissary list because I couldn't believe that you were allowed that much in there. I was like, you're not allowed typewriters. It could be like a weapon. But yeah, that jail allows you a lot of commissary. Science Girl's doing a live about bullying GL. Meanwhile, John's got like 300 and something in his live. I'm like jealous. I'm like, they all like John and not me. Winston as in the SIGs. Yeah, I guess you could say that. He was a little prince. Federal prison does, but he's not in federal prison. He's in Wisconsin State. Sean, of course I answer you. You're my homie. Who defends GL? Yeah, really. No, it's a max security. I know, right, Case? Right, Karen? I was gonna text him and be like, look, I'm streaming you. But I can't do it now. You have a good theory on her laying on the side, not expecting anything. That would explain. I don't even think it was on her side. I think she was on her stomach. Or somewhat on her stomach. And then he, like, straddled her on top, which she couldn't move. And that's why she didn't fight back. I said the same thing, Kat. I was like, how is it possible that you can have a typewriter? You can kill someone with a typewriter. Send him to Wycott. No, he's in the same place as Brandon is. MA and filmmakers want to work with Watts. Yeah, I don't think so. But, you know, that's the thing, though. I think Watts would be, like, such a great case study because you walk away from it, you still don't feel like there's answers. Like, you're still like, whoa, what's happening? Like, did he really just say that without remorse? Like, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. She was face down on the bed. Chris said that. That's what I'm saying. Makeup someone was on the sheets. The only reason why I kind of think that they may have had sex, because when I knew my ex was cheating, it almost became like I wanted to know that he was getting rid of her, and I was in a psychosis. I'm surprised one of us didn't end up dead, but I was in like, you know, this fighting for him kind of thing, and I was going to be better than her, which I am by 20-fold. But, like, at the time, in the psychosis that I was in, like, you know, even though I knew he probably was just with her, I still wanted to have sex with him because I was going to show him what he was walking away from kind of thing. That's why I don't doubt Shanann may have been the same way. He claims they had sex, but a lot of people don't believe it. Validation. Thank you, Nene. He has a roommate who killed a child too? I don't know. What'd I just do? There we go. Yeah, he said he was alone, not that he had a roommate. I wanted my ex more too when he was cheating. I didn't want him more when he was cheating, but I was not going to let this bitch win. I was like in a fog. Hope he doesn't watch my videos. He probably don't. That's what fun. Thank you for reminding me. That's what I was going to say. Was there any sign of sex? Like, it's not like she was burned or anything. You just deleted 5,000 accounts. What are you talking about, Falcon? I was going to ask that. I don't think the autopsy showed any sex. Oh, that's right, because she gave birth. They had sex and later he got mad like she tricked him. I don't know. It's like there's no clear answer that you can give for this. Like, it's so crazy. I'm dumbfounded. Like, I don't know if I feel any better now than I did 2 days ago. Like, I feel absolutely horrendous for Bella. I'm just dumbfounded that he could do that to his kids. But when you're dealing with with legally insane, and yes, someone corrected me on legally and clinicky, but like, Virtual, you were saying that he's insane, but while I was listening to that, I was looking up the definition. He really doesn't fit the definition of insane. I don't know what he is. Hey, ballet babe. Who would have sex when she was feeling sick and tired? A scorned wife would. Honestly, a scorned wife would. I don't either, and I think he is a big fat liar. Donate his brain to science. That's possible. I thought he didn't sleep in their bed. Don't you think it is weird that SW said she usually showered before sex and she was on the go for a while? It doesn't seem like Shanann. Also, they use condoms. Why would they use condoms if she was pregnant? Brian, he didn't snap. I mean, he snapped, but not really. I agree with you, Tara. I do kind of feel worse. He had been telling her no to sex. That's what I was gonna say, Brian. That's why I also think that they may have had sex. Is he kept telling her no. I think this was a fishing. Oh, it definitely was a fishing expedition, but the case is closed. They're not gonna pursue anything. They've already told him. They told the public the case is closed. This was not about trying to go after anyone or anything. It's done. They are just curious. They wanted to know what the hell happened. And I don't know if he was insane, not a narc. I don't know. NK said they used NK used condoms. Because SW didn't like... Yeah, but you can't believe anything NK says. That's stupid. If they used condoms, she wouldn't be pregnant. So that's just a lie that he told her. Barney went up there and woke her up and killed her. So there was no heat of the... Yeah, there was no heat of the moment snap. I agree. I think he was laying in bed and thinking about it and just did it. But I think he premeditated it. All I know is he wasn't a victim. He was absolutely not a victim. Thrive did not make him kill 100%. Wouldn't semen show up in his autopsy report? In his autopsy report? I don't know what you mean, Shala. Sure he did. He was infatuated. He was just torn between lust and hatred. Brian, it's more than that. I don't think he has, Karen. It's all about the truth. If you just got home at 2, I would want to sleep. That's it. But a scorned woman is different. A scorned pregnant woman is emotional. You know, and you have to understand this. Like, I honestly saw a lot of Shanann and Chris in Me and My Ex, but not in the way, like, my ex was, like, a control freak. He was more like Shanann, but we were both kind of like Shanann, really. But what I mean by that is, like, you know, she, oh my God, now I was going to say, that, you know, like, she knew he was cheating. She absolutely never thought that he would ever cheat on her, and I know that feeling. You know, I was like, he would never cheat on me, blah, 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 you know, he's got it too good, yada, yada, yada. I'm telling you, Shanann had that same mentality. Then when he was cheating on her, that blow was like, wow. Not only was I knocked off the pedestal, but you kicked me hard off. I believe it was something like that going through her mind, which gives her this pathology that I can relate to. Kendra, most people do want to hash it out, but it's 2 a.m, you're tired, you're pregnant, and, you know, they're married with kids. She probably didn't think it would matter if she hashed it out or not. I lost a sub because of God? What do you mean? What's a psychotic break mean? Same as Snap. Yeah, that like he didn't know where he was. He, like when someone blacks out from alcohol, they say, you know, I blacked out, I don't remember anything. Psychotic break is kind of, I guess, the same thing. Like you went psychotic for a minute and you just snapped. I believe the sex was really regimented. I don't know about that. I'm confused what channel we on. Why'd she say, is Karen doing the other channel? This is my only live channel. But Karen did that before. She's like, here's Laura's other channel, Purple Resurrected. She didn't have the same clothes on from when she came home. Oh, is that why everyone was freaking out about the video? I didn't watch a lot of the videos. I really didn't care much. I loved your God video. Unsubscribe from people that peddle their religion to everyone. Oh, we love you. I have to check it out. The woman said, I took God's name in vain. That's when I lost the sub. I have to watch that video. Do you have a link? Now I'm curious. She had a different shirt on. So here's the thing that I don't understand, though. And people keep bringing it up, and it kind of just hit me. So Falcon, go watch them. It kind of just hit me, though. If they had sex, she wouldn't put jeans back on. So if she wouldn't put jeans back on, then she was buried in jeans, though, right? Like, they found her in jeans? Am I right about this? She had a bra on, don't worry, I wear a bra all the time. Like, the second I'm done with sex, I'll put a bra back on. So that doesn't mean anything. What pants did she have on? Did she have on shorts or something? Oh, okay. Okay. Then that makes sense. 'Cause I was going to say, like, did he get her dressed afterwards? Okay. No sleep can make a person crazy, without a doubt. Okay. If anyone sleeps with Laura, hide her bra. No, I have to. I'm like, I get the skin rash. I'm very weird skin. I mean, I have great skin, but I'm allergic to like my own sweat or something. And friction makes me break out. And my boobs are heavy, and I don't like sleeping without a bra. And I don't have stretch marks because of it. So it's actually not a bad thing. Panties. Nene, I totally agree with you. I absolutely agree with you. I've always said that. Just say underwear. Like, panties just seem weird. I sleep at a sports bar most nights. That'll work. A big old granny panties. I agree. I do. I get sweat and rashes, and it's just uncomfortable. But, I mean, it paid off. Like, people used to say to me when I was young, like, why don't you take your bra off? Like, if I slept at a friend's house, I'm like, no. Meanwhile, 3 kids later, in our 40s, they all have major stretch marks. I got none. So I was like, ha, you laughed at me sleeping with a bra. Who's got better boobs now? And I have no stretch marks. She came home too. I never believed they fought. Sean, I totally agree. They just want to see your boobs. Not guys, dumbass girls. You know, friends. Sleeping with panties, not healthy. I sleep in sweats or shorts. I can't sleep naked. I walk in the house and toss the bra. A lot of people do that, Kat. The other day, this lady in Walmart called my daughter's underwear fish warmers. Ew. Gross. No, never heard of that. Not if it was quick in and out. She would have left it on. So, like, I really didn't catch I didn't read all the discovery because, honestly, I really didn't care. But I didn't realize that he didn't even get her dressed. Just put her in bra and underwear. And laid her out. I thought maybe at least she had clothes on. So then why is everyone saying that her clothes were not what she came home in? How do you know what her bra and underwear was? When you're 57 and have 5 kids, boobs just don't want to stay put. I know, right? We love you. I hear that. To be legally insane, he must be unable to know that his action is against the law. That's what I read, Tara. You're right. Yeah, that's gross, virtual. She was getting her pregnancy boobs. They were melons, needed a bra. That's true. Different t-shirt. So they could have had sex. He was talking about how he had to drag her down the steps and the thumps got the girl's attention. Yeah, I know. I heard that. They were covered in dirt. That I know. That the girls were laying on each other and hugging close. I know. The girls kill me. I hope they haunt him. Oh, I know what I want to say earlier, too. Somebody was talking about the, Somebody was talking about the, what are they called? The ghost in the house. They were all disproved. Like, I watched those videos. The ones where the cops said they were scared, there was stuff on the walls. It was just shadows. Like, there was nothing there. I mean, it was, like, cool to look at and stuff, but it was not real. And I believe in ghosts. Don't get me wrong. I really do. So, before I close out, because I'm hungry, I need a cigarette, the whole nine, I got a question for you guys. By simple, and what I'm going to also get tonight, I'm going to get Zoom. So tomorrow's live, I'll have call-in because I'll have Zoom going. And I'm excited to do it. I'm going to do it, and I'm going to answer all the Patreons tonight as well. But I think Pink's live are going live shortly. A lot of people are online tonight, or live tonight. But I'm hungry, and I'm not really tired, but I am hungry. And I need a cigarette. The vape only gets you so far. So if every single person can answer, do you think he was insane? Do you think he was a narcissist? Do you think he snapped, or do you think he was a psychopath? Tara, I'm gonna set it all up tonight. I'm gonna do everything tonight. I have a lot of work to do tonight, honestly. But the whole world has heard this already, and I felt like I was the only one that didn't hear it. Wouldn't the autopsy tell? Autopsy tell what? Shella. Explosive disorder. Let me slow this down. All right, we got sociopath, not insane, none. Sociopath, evil. I'll definitely agree with evil. Psycho, insanity, psycho, insane, insane narcissist. Nurture, not nature. Psycho, sociopath. He was a malignant narcissist, not insane. He was just psychopath. I think a league of his own. Karen, I'm starting to feel like that as well. That he's in a league of his own. I agree. And I think the FBI kind of felt like that tomorrow. Tara, you could be the first one to call in. I'm not sure, but I'm physically sick from the details. Yeah, I'm kind of dumbfounded. They may come up with a new thing for Watch. You're right, Lisa. I have a feeling he will. I'm telling you, they want answers. They don't understand it either. My ex still has intermittent explode. I don't know what that is. I'll have to look that up. I've heard the term, but I think so. So most people think he's a psychopath. Look up evil. He fits it. He's a Chris Watts. I do. He is kind of in a league of his own. Maybe they're going to come up with a new criteria for what he is. You never know. We love you. I kind of agree with that too. It's kind of like he's like in a league of his own. Like they're gonna come up with something different. I'm sure they will. But he's like a little bit of everything. He's a little bit of insane. He's a little bit of psychopath. He's a little bit of a narcissist. But he doesn't really fit the criteria of any of them in full. Not that he meets every criteria, just there's certain things he said that tells me he's not a psychopath. There's certain things he says that tells me he may be insane. Then on the flip side, there's certain things he said that he is a fucking psychopath and he is insane. It's just so hard. Angel, the case is closed. Even if he went for insanity, it doesn't mean anything. He's done. He's already been sentenced. But insanity plea, he knew what he was doing. He may not have known what he was doing like at that second, but he's talking about it. He knew what he was doing. And there's absolutely zero remorse. A Watsopath. I like that fun. But I don't think this is the end for his pathology. I think they're going to really study him and find out, because, maybe it'll help them stop somebody else in the future who may snap like this. Who's that guy that killed his family? Chris, something with a C. He killed his whole family. But blamed it on God. A lot of these times there's religion, there's, the devil made me do it. He's not saying any of that. I really, really believe that he knew right from wrong. That's what I'm saying. He doesn't fit everything. He doesn't fit anything where you can definitively say this is him. Coleman, thanks, Mom. It's like Chris Coleman did it for way different reasons. Scott Peterson did it for different reasons. Everyone, you can fit other reasons. There's no reason for this. And the FBI is right that they could not find one single person to say that they saw this coming from him, or that, you know, this is something that he was a bad person, or he was evil, or he was anything other than a great dad. Like, it's just weird. Borderline clusters, I agree with. You can't stop his type of madness. No one saw he was capable of. That's true too, at the moment. That's a good point. But that's what, FBI, psychiatrists, criminal profiles, like, that's what they do. They try to find what makes these people tick, and I'm telling you, this mommy shit is gonna come out. I guarantee it, that they're gonna chalk it up to mommy issues. And if he gets into therapy, he's gonna see it too. But, the way he said that about his mom freaked me out. And yes, I wanted her. Like, that was such like a 5-year-old little boy. That was not a man. That was a 5-year-old little boy. Comorbid. Yeah. Lots of different diagnoses. That's what I'm saying. There's not just one. He did say his rage started from the wedding on. But his rage wasn't towards Shanann. Like, it just wasn't. It was mommy. It all came back to mommy. The shadow of feeling on YouTube. It'll explain CW and what happened to him. I think his rage, it was anger at Shanann, but underlying rage at his mother. Oh, no, I believe, like, that his rage towards Shanann was what I said yesterday, is that she, did this to him. Her ways caused him to do this to her, and he was angry at her for it. But I believe the reason why he could not let go was because of his mom. Absolutely. That's what I said yesterday, that he may not have been killing Shanann, but he may have seen his mom. And especially, this fits in because her head was away from him. So he killed her from behind. I don't remember what color hair his mom has. I know it's dark brown. I don't think it was black like hers, but either way, like, he was killing his mom. No, he wasn't paying for gay hookers. That was all bullshit. All right, so I'm going to cut this down now. I'm going to cut this. I am going to do another live tomorrow night. And I am going to have the Zoom number. I'm going to have the Zoom number and a call-in, and I'll probably make it like a free-for-all. We can talk about pretty much anything. And to all the 5 new Patreons, I'm going to send you an email shortly. If you guys are on Facebook, if you're not on Facebook, sign up to Facebook because we get cool stuff. Also, patrons, I found, actually, John told me, there's a way to do live streaming from Patreon that I didn't realize. I don't know if it's done through YouTube or what, but that's where I can do videos too with just you guys, is for the patrons only. I can live stream it through Patreon. I think maybe their cameras are different. I'm not sure, but I'm going to check all that out this weekend. So I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. Thank you for spending a wonderful Friday night. And I will see you guys later. Check out my other videos. Make sure you subscribe. I'm also going to add the Patreon link on here. So you guys like the new setup? It's pretty cool, right? I'll change it like once a week, but I thought it was pretty cool. I am under. Let me give you a link. Hold on. Because a lot of people have asked me that. Well, how do I find you? When you send a friend request, just send me a message so I know it's you. Because I know I've denied. Marianne, did you hear the very beginning? Because Marianne, I did say something to you. I was going to tell you on Facebook anyway. Because patrons have like risen. The only mods that I'm having are just patrons because now they're more and more asking me to become a mod. So that's why. So I love you, and it's nothing personal at all. But we're just doing patrons. That's all. You're welcome. Like our YouTube name. Yeah, it's just like in Patreon, I have a list of like, there's a post about it. Like, just put your YouTube name so I know who you are. Because I get requests. Oh, not you, Marianne. I was thinking the other Marianne. I saw Marianne fast. You want to see the opening? I'll show you guys. We got a couple of different things I can do. I can even do an intermission when I want to smoke. Ta-da! And that's intermission. Let's see, it's not showing yet. You guys are so delayed. Yeah, Marianne T. I'm sorry, Marianne Perkins. I just saw that instantly. How cool is that? I don't know what it shows. And then that's the intermission. And then we got a starting soon and a be right back. I do got this shit down. And I did this all by myself. It took a couple months, but I finally figured it all out. And then we got the be right back, which is coming up. How cool is that? It was a little work in progress. That's funny, Birdie. Ta-da! And then live. Believe me, it took a while to figure this out. I'm like, why isn't this working? Yeah, so now I could do a starting soon instead of like, you know, YouTube stupid things. But yeah, I'm going to switch it up probably like once a week. Add different stuff. All right. So I will see you guys. I know Pink may even be live now, or she's going to be live in 15. I don't remember. She said something about 10:30, but I get screwed up with the time zones. Believe me, there's somebody live. It's Friday night. So I will see you guys on tomorrow night. And that's it. I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you so much. And Patreon's expecting a letter shortly. Peace.